Okay, I'm back. Luigi's first court appearance. SNL loves him. Matt Gaetz thinks investigation reveals he slept with 17-year-olds, slept with minors. Matt's in shambles. Auntie getting rich from all the Luigi posts on Twitter. Nice. Good for him. Auntie has moved on from me. Baba? Oh, salam alaikum. Oh, okay. Thank God. All right. Okay. Aya is now in recovery. She did great for her procedure. We will update you once she is more awake to coordinate a pickup time. Oh, thank God. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Holy shit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Okay, this is not even a fucking joke. My asshole's been puckering this entire time. Like, I know this is a routine process and it's not even a big deal, but I've been so fucking nervous. I've been so goddamn nervous about it. It's not even supposed to be something that's like nerve-wracking, I think, but it's very difficult for me not to. I don't know. I feel I was very scared. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, it's fine. It's fine. She's fine. Oh, thank God. Okay. All right, I'm back. Luigi's first court appearance. SNL loves him. Matt Gaetz ethics investigation reveals he slept with minors. So much news. Get in now. I was the same when I spayed my cats. I have 7. I was scared as fuck every time. 7? You have 7 cats? Stop after like number 4. You weren't like, okay, I think I have enough cats. That's crazy. I have a community member with 7 cats. That's actually too many cats, man. That's too many. That's too much cat. That's crazy. That's at that point, you might as well not spay them. Just have more cat, have a litter. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Is that what happened? I got 6. I have 16 dogs and 6 cats. Okay, you just have a farm at that point. It was crazy when Gaetz was nominated and Republicans that knew what was in that report were still willing to vote to confirm him. Shit is fucked up. Yeah. Maya has a whole ass zoo and you're pressing. Yes, dude. Okay, great example. Maya runs a fucking animal sanctuary. And even then, as her personal pets, she has 2 dogs. That's it. Think about that. Like, even a person who has a fucking animal sanctuary has been like, you know what? I'm going to max out. I'm going to tap out at 2 dogs. Okay. Think about that real quick. You basically run an animal sanctuary when you have 6 fucking cats. Yeah. U.S. friendly fighter, U.S. fighter jet shot itself, which was really funny. Murat Piker Corps. What is this?
And now I want to sit back and relax and enjoy my evening.
Christmas with power tools.
I hear this agitating, grating.
He's the goat at welding. His welds are fantastic. He's got A1 weld, dude. You're getting cooked. What?
So extra for opening nuts. Sorry. So extra for opening nuts. Sorry.
Okay, this discounts the fact that I was carrying a fucking tree. Okay, well, what do you mean? I was carrying a goddamn tree, dude. Daha vermedim, şimdi vereceğim. Söyledim mi procedure? Very tall, does not own a Lambo SUV, is poaching Cutie to be a part of their podcast. Control Alt Delete. Okay, that's not happening. Okay, calm down. You watch one fucking podcast episode and you're like, oh, Cutie's gonna be leaving our podcast and going to a different podcast. Like, that's not how this works. Roll the clip of him sitting and eating a cookie while Cutie says up the tree with Ray. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I really do rely on him heavily. Okay, I do rely on him heavily. Okay, we're gonna dive into the ethics committee report. We got so much stuff to talk about. Holy moly, Luigi Mangione. Yeah, 127 follows me everywhere I go. Is crazy. Cutie's leaving seems inevitable. No, it doesn't. What the fuck are you guys saying? I think chatters take memes too seriously. Cutie's not going anywhere. What the hell? How's mama doing post-surgery? Oh, she's doing great. That's another thing I was gonna mention. She's doing great. Okay. First day after the surgery, I was talking to my dad, and my dad's like, she's gonna be running around in like 4 or 5 days. Okay. And my mom was like, there's no way you're saying that. Okay. There's no way you're gonna say that I'm gonna be running around in 5 days or whatever. And my dad was like, nah, I heard the doctors go, you're good. You know, I heard the doctors basically say, like, this is as good as this surgery is going to get. It's never going to be even better than this. You've maxed out. Right. My dad was right. Every time we go visit mom, She's always like, oh, I'm in so much pain. I can't walk. This is devastating. And then my dad's always in the corner like, is that true though? And it turns out she can walk. As a matter of fact, she's walking all the time. Yeah, my dad yesterday morning sends a video of my mom just walking around the house. He like busted out the phone and filmed her to be like, see, this is what she's like when she's not around you. She's just walking around the house doing freaking chores. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, that's what I said. I said it's a Christmas miracle. So yeah, my dad and the doctors were right. Okay. It seems that she's in that sweet spot where she can still farm sympathy points because she just got out of surgery, but she also can't move too much. And because she's immobile to a certain degree, but like, you know, she is fine, right? She's like extra right now. She's extra in need of attention. And she's probably annoyed that she can't walk around, even though like she can walk around, but she can't walk around too much. So now she's just like, you know, she needs extra attention, but it's fine. I love her and she earns it. She earned it. Yeah. But so yeah, my mom is doing fine as well. All right. So let's see what this was. It was a cutie talking Hassan on the naughty or nice list.
Chinchilla alive.
He does smell bad.
I'm proud of you.
That's pretty cute.
What is that?
Also, Naughty always thirst traps, does not want to talk about the drones. That is suspect. Nice has done multiple charity streams. He likes Winnie the Moo.
Oh!
Winnie the Moo is a red Angus beef cow. We got her off of a beef operation in Oklahoma.
Look at the size of this thing.
So she would have been slaughtered and sold for Angus beef. Now she's here to teach people about the beef industry.
Oh!
She's nice.
She's so nice.
She's cute. I'll give you a brush. You can brush her. She likes
Oh
that.
my God. Hello. I don't think I've ever pet a cow before.
You can hug her.
Can I hug her?
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
I don't want to be annoying. I'm sorry if I'm being annoying. You're so chill. Oh!
Good father to Kaya. You know what? He also donated 5K to today's charity. We'll give him nice. I just realized we left off Sam and
Let's go. Let's freaking go, dude. Let's go. We're on the nice list. We made it. This is the one nice list that I really, really wanted to be on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. We have peaked. Jason's community are Kaya stands.
Stand. Aww.
I saw someone being like, at least one girl is fucking with Jason today. This was a great collab, man. Jason, this was really funny. This was really good, honestly. Hold on.
That's a good girl.
Good job.
What tricks does she know? Like that she'll learn from me.
Let me see what we can do here.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what she'll do right now. I don't have treats, but Kai, come here. Sit. Oh yeah.
That's one big
Sit.
girl.
Good girl. Down. Good girl. Roll over. Good girl. Roll again. Girl. Up. Good girl.
Cooking with Kaya. Sorry.
Bro, Jason, how tall is she? How tall are you
Bruh, don't do that.
in comparison to her? Oh my God.
She's nowhere
Wait, come stand
near.
behind her, just so they get a better understanding of the size difference. Oh my.
She's like 98 pounds right now. She thick. She a thick girl. My queen. My little lady.
Oh my God.
They made a corrido for Luigi. I saw. Okay, we're on the nice list and not the naughty list. 127 follows him everywhere. What is this?
Yeah, that's it.
Do you
right
think
there.
I know random 20-year-old girls? I will not know them.
I don't know. I don't know. 127.
127 is my autism score. It's gonna be coming up a lot
Holy
in this chat.
shit.
Yeah, I got
You're
the high score.
autistic?
I don't think so, but apparently, according to the autism test, the RADS test, maybe
What are you hyper fixated on?
politics.
Oh.
But today, I'm hyper fixated on talking to some girls, rizzing them up. I was like, what's the corniest shit I can get Jason to say? And I thought that your Twitter comments could, help me. I mean, not corny. I mean, what's the best thing
What was that?
What?
to rizz up?
No, not yet.
To rizz up Jason. I wrote it in my own Twitter comms, but
I'm not rizzing myself up. I'm rizzing the girls.
Anyway, Did they shrink your head in this clip? No, man. I just have, you know what it is. Okay, I have fucking broad ass shoulders. Don't even get me started on this shit. Okay, stop. Mike Gate clip. Oh yeah, I posted this on my TikTok. The way Hassan instantly knew it was Ray who switched to mic caps. Love how all the comments are defending her, lol.
This orange microphone cap thing. Maybe he doesn't have to know. Oh, oopsies. It's such an eyesore. It's so ugly and so bright. Okay, don't say anything.
It's pretty good. Across the board, it looks pretty Christmassy, I think. Here.
That looks nice.
The black. Do we have a good Christmas? Like, do you guys think that this is Christmassy enough? Like, it's pretty festive, right? Like, I think it's pretty festive. Okay, good. I'm glad. This is why you're 127. How'd you notice so fast? I mean, someone in the chat literally said the black mic is so much better. Black mic is so much better. Wait, why'd you guys swap my microphone? Oh my God, my community is so autistic. It's crazy. I don't know if you swapped it or not, but this seems like something. No, that's something Ray would do 100%. That is like.
I did it.
Wait, you did it?
Yes.
Really?
Don't be mad at my queen. It was me.
What did you do exactly?
Who swapped the microphone
I
tops?
took the black and they swapped it.
Yeah, okay. I know who did it. I know who would do such a thing.
What do you mean?
Tree needs to be in the corner. Why is it in the middle of the room? The girl and her pals. Yeah. The girlies. Wait, what else do I need? What is this? Fuck it, festive fan cam. Okay.
What did you say? You said it's not metal, it's tungsten?
It's not metal. Yo, by the way, you know, sorry for stopping this, but like, people apparently were hating on my fucking fit on the Jason 20v1. And I feel like it was an incredible fit. Like with the cardigan and the big pants, like people were talking about how this is just not like, it's not good. And I disagree with those people.
Jay got it.
You want me?
That's yeah, that one time. Very strong.
Wait, let me finish ordering my groceries, my dang groceries. I want that cardigan, dog. I mean, I'm also 30 plus octogenarian, but I think it looked great. The cardigan, for those of you who are wondering, is from Le Mer. A lot of people asked about it. Valorant is adding 1 gift sub to every 5th gift subs in your stream. Wait, really? Not gonna lie, I don't dig how open it is at the ankle of the pants. This is a teeny cuffing at the end. Would be better. Pants seem too flared. They're literally, they have buttons to cuff it, but I don't like it cuffed. Oh, look at Doichi. She's wearing the same fucking pants. These are the JW Andersons. I wouldn't have styled it with that top, but
don't want to have to turn the nigga guts into soup.
Okay, Dochi. We're gonna take a. Sorry. Yeah. I think it's when I do a breathing exercise, you really scare me, Loki. Oh my God. What the fuck?
I showed you guys Doichi like for not listening to music. You guys remember when I played her first banger with the crazy music video? Like that was before she had the glow up and got noticed and got like signed to a label and shit. Just saying. Just because I don't listen to music all that much. Can you get to the news, please? Man, shut the fuck up. Take a day off. Take your bitch ass out of here. What the fuck, man? It's 12 p.m. Hassan, can I call you on Discord for 1 minute? Sure. Why not? Hit me up. It's so funny. Like, dudes would just be like, dude, get to the fucking news, man. Get to the news, man. Bro, it's the holidays, man. Get in the goddamn fucking spirit of the holidays a little bit. Everything, most people don't even stream. Like, most news broadcasters basically dial it way the fuck back around this time. People take holidays. People take time off. I'm over here still fucking doing content every damn day, and y'all are still chirping. Hey, what's up? Do you want me to turn the camera on?
No, you're good. Hassan, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Mythological in the building, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs. What's happening?
Thank you very much for picking up the phone call today, Hassan. Hassan, we got a very special opportunity for you and your community today to win 100 gifted. Welcome to Naughty or Nice, where we go and look at your Twitch messages in my chat to figure out if you were a hating ass bitch back in the day or if you were a nice fella throughout your time over on my Twitch channel.
I mean, I don't even know if I have any messages in your chat, but let's do it.
You definitely do. You have 28.
Oh, wow.
So let's see if you were envious at me being a Fortnite GOAT back in the day when you were trying to play Fortnite.
Let's see. Probably.
Okay. Your last message in my chat was 5-15-2022. Is this motherfucker pooping? Chair stream. You're one of those chatters, huh? You're one of those. You're a chair streamer chatter.
Okay, to be fair, as the #1 chair streamer chatter, I think me calling it out is more just like you know, like I'm allowed to say it. You know what I mean? It's my word. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. You like claim it type shit.
Yeah. It's me. I'm like, I'm recognizing it.
Okay, that's
I got
fair.
the chair pass.
Okay, now let's see what else we got here. 12/28/2021. You said React King, artist formerly known as Team Solo Mid Mythological. I didn't want to get him something more colorful because I was worried he would never wear them, so I had to deviate a bit with a gray and black. Oh, that's when you got me kicks on Christmas.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was such a nice
I
gift.
feel like I'm getting. I feel like I'm on the nice list, dude. This is crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. Everything so far has been really nice, but the real degeneracy comes out in 2019, 2018.
Oh, let's see. I wasn't even on the platform in 2018. Or was I? Or I might have been.
2020, want to play COD? Smile. Bro just wanted a game. 2020, 3-12. When are we playing? I need a carry. Mid's too busy. Sad emoji. Not tonight anyway. I just meant in general. Let's see. 2-4, 2020. Apex is back. Is Jake good? Jake, stop talking shit. Lamau, thanks, Smith. All right, this is pretty chill so far. I'm not gonna lie.
Look at that.
Crazy yet. 2-4. This is.
I also do talk like a boomer. Like I am a boomer. So like most of my chats, I very rarely ever chat. So most of my chats are always gonna be like,
they're chill.
Yeah, they're always gonna be like
you
that.
got chill chatter energy. You know what I mean? Let's see. Okay, 1-14. I ate 3 ice cream Sammys a day. I never know how these people aren't super fat. What do you mean? You were super fat once.
I mean, I was, yeah, because I was eating too many ice cream sandwiches.
And then, okay, your first message ever in my chat was 1-5 2020. You said React Andy Pog. All in all, you were pretty nice.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
You were pretty nice.
I don't think
gifted.
Oh, let's go. Oh, what the fuck? Valorant gifted 26 community gifted subs for the 100 gifted subs that Myth gave us. Let's go. We made it to the nice list. Boys.
You're nice.
This is a great content idea, Myth.
Thank you.
I like it.
Shit.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Oh my God, dude. You know who says type shit way too much?
Who?
Fucking Nicewig Greek and Ellum. Ellum saying type shit never ceases to amaze me because he's so like a British person, a British white guy is never
what?
supposed
He's
to
so
say.
what? He's such a what? Sasan,
He's
say
so
it.
white.
No. Say what you really want to say.
Oh, I can't say it. It's gonna
say it with your chest.
It's gonna land me right back on the naughty list if I say that.
All right, Hassan. Hey, I appreciate you. I love you. You have a good rest of your stream. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
All right, you too, my king. Happy holidays.
Later. Happy holidays, brother.
All right, bye.
Bye.
That was Mythological, also known as Myth. Go follow him. He's back on Twitch. Fortnite is back, baby. Fork knife. I joined the stream and heard him say type shit and immediately thought it was Ellum. Yeah. Ellum should never say type shit because he says type sheet. Type sheet? Type sheet? It's like, come on. Come on, man. You're too white. You're too white and too British. Anyway, now go hate in his chat. He can't take back the subs. Nah. Did I miss you try and play Marvel Rivals side-eye? Oh, I did play a little bit of Marvel Rivals with a stacked ass lobby last night, as a matter of fact, with Ray, Abe, with a bunch of other people. Who else was on? Blau. It was actually, yeah, I did a little bit of offline gaming, but wasn't able to do full-blown ranked gaming, unfortunately, or I guess maybe fortunately. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of ranked gaming tonight. I've played like two ranked games so far, so I haven't had the opportunity to play ranked because like some of the people are unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, like they're plat. So when you're plat, you can't play with anybody else, and then also when you're plat, you're not allowed to play with anybody lower than that. But then also, no, we were all offline, by the way. Like literally everyone was offline, which was kind of cool. It wasn't, no. We were our whole lobby was offline. but I think I'll play a little bit of rank today, hopefully. I want to. Hey, Freckle boy, where'd you get that top? It's Amazon. Whenever you see me wear like a cool ass, Nicole Raffi put you on a naughty or nice list. Whenever you see me wear like a cool looking tank top, know that it's most likely Amazon. Okay, like there is no reason. I think this is something that I explain to people all the time. Girl to boycott. Okay, guys, it's not an ad for Amazon. Okay. Like you don't need to get it from Amazon. You get it from Target. Okay. You can get it. It just means like, oh my God. It's just like not an expensive piece. You don't have to get something that's like expensive for it to look expensive. The trick always is you can fucking wear shit. You can wear nice things and pair it up with things that are cheap. Okay. Also, the ALU is not asking for a boycott. So shut the fuck up. You're on Twitch. It's an Amazon platform. Fuck. Anyway.
For some people, getting stepped on this man may be considered a privilege, okay? However, I have standards for myself. No, I do not. Getting stepped on by this man once is fine. Getting stepped on by this man repeatedly is another thing. That's why this man is going on the nasty list. It's Hassan Piker. Hassan Piker, the himbo that you are. For those of you who may not have known, I worked on an organization called Creators for Palestine earlier this year, who Hassan Piker also happened to be there. As you can see, this is us photographed together. As you can see, he is taller than me by a lot. Sorry, it's getting really hot in here. I was asked to be in a skit where we are going to be cooking hummus and tabbouleh for 3 men.
Oh, okay? No.
On what day of the year? National Women's Day. 4 women cooking for 3 men on National Women's Day.
I could eat this hummus. I wouldn't be like, I'd be like,
not
hey.
much of it though, because it will sit like. Look
like
at her
milk
face.
in your
Oh
stomach.
my God. Oh my God. She lasered me. Oh God. I really need to dial it back. It's just, I don't fucking play around with hummus. You know what I mean? It's like, if I'm eating hummus, I'm used to a certain level of standard.
All broadcasted on the internet, but it's okay because it made money for a really great cause. This man repeatedly steps on me, slaps me in the face, spits on me, kicks me, calls me horrible names, and embarrasses me live in front of hundreds of thousands of people. It doesn't stop there. Additionally, he watches a private clip that was of me on his very public stream. This video was very private. Nobody had seen this video. This was kept very under wraps. I don't know how he found this, and made me look like an absolute fool.
Not bad vibes. That's good vibes. All right, let's see what this is.
This man does not even follow me or know I exist or nothing. Like, and I remember the way that he smells very distinctly, but he has no like memory of me whatsoever, and I will never forget him. But he has no idea who I am. And the butterflies that I got in my stomach when I saw him.
Distance ourselves from him.
Somebody else also brought up like Hassan Piker, and like for me to give my personal input. I'm like, baby girl, I don't know how to tell you this. That man does not know who I am. Fuck about me. And I give so much of a fuck about him, but I do not. I don't know that man. Like, I shook his hand and I remember the grip that he gave me so bad, but I don't remember anything about that.
Goddamn. Okay.
For this, I can never forgive him. My public beef with Hassan Piker lives on. Hassan Piker is nasty. Hassan Piker is a nasty left-wing man. That's why he's going to be left on the nasty list. In the year 2025, we are
like nasty in a good way though, right? Nasty in a good way. Like, ooh, he's nasty. That type of situation, I think. Yeah, I've been naughty. I'll be honest. But it's unintentional. It's unintentional. I'm not being naughty on purpose. I try my best. I try my best not to be naughty, but sometimes I'm just naughty. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. I just want to start off our Luigi Mangione coverage before we dive into Luigi Mangione's first court appearance in New York. I just want to show you, you know, what the news media is saying. Okay? Here is New York Post. Now, as you guys know, New York Post is a dish rag. Okay? They write the worst articles of all time. That's their job. This is what they do. But also, in the process of writing the worst articles of all time, they sometimes end up writing really funny headlines. Okay? I'm going to read this out. Luigi Mangione oddly wears matching outfit with his lawyer in New York City court hearing, to his sick fans' delight. It's sick. His fans, his sick fans delight. It's sick. Disgusting. Yeah, I guess we're a bunch of sick fans. We're crazy. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Also, here's put it on. Here's what happened. I guess they were twinning. I don't know how that occurred. I don't know how that happened. But New York Post writes headlines, not articles. Well, why write an article when the headline can say it all?
Dude, how can we be wearing the same outfit? You saw me leave the apartment this morning.
I saw you put it on. I thought it looked nice.
I am sick and a fan. Yeah. By sick, they mean that we've had denied claims. Yes, that's what that means. Okay. Anyway, so let's get into it. Breaking news. Luigi Mangione pleads not guilty in a New York court. And obviously, everyone's freaking the fuck out. Luigi Mangione, as you guys know, I'm going long on this. This is massive. This is huge. There's a lot of misinfo spreading on this as well. Luigi Mangione was seen wearing a $1,000 Maison Margiela sweater at the Manhattan Criminal Court in New York. First and foremost, what if he was wearing that? What? Is it illegal? Is it illegal to look good? Maison Margiela has incredible fucking pieces. Some of them are really big misses. Some of them are hits. Who cares? Okay. Maybe he likes fashion. Now, of course, that's not the case. He wasn't wearing the Margiela burgundy washed lamb's wool sweater, which, by the way, isn't $1,000. As you can see, even on Essence, it is $751 because it's 26% off. So shut the fuck up. Fake news, double time. Okay. And secondly, the information provided is false. Luigi isn't wearing a washed lamb's wool sweater from Bordeaux from Maison Margiela. As pointed out by journalists such as Antonio Padilla, he is wearing the washable merino crewneck sweater in Burgundy Royale from Nordstrom. Okay. But like, why are we pocket watching this man? I don't understand it. What is this? Like, this is not an argument. Okay. This is not. Anyway, I don't even think that account was trying to fucking hit him. Bro got on the I'm a patsy fit. Okay. First of all, he looks good. I don't know why people are shitting on him. I like the sartorial choice. He looks like a nice, handsome, young lad. Okay. Which he is. He's a nice, handsome, young lad. And also he's innocent. And I think they should just basically let him go. Okay. Just going to point that out. They should let him go because innocent until proven guilty means he's innocent. He hasn't been proven guilty yet. He did nothing wrong. You don't know he did that. He's innocent. He would never do that. I know Luigi. Free Luigi. He's not the type of guy. He wouldn't even hurt a fly. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Could have picked a different collar though. Yeah, maybe. Walter Masson was outside the court, by the way, it seems. So we'll obviously dive into that as well. Get a little bit more feedback from the Hogwatch or maybe the Pogwatch, as a matter of fact. Free Luigi till it's spelled backwards. That's my man right there. That's my goat right there. Let him out. He did nothing wrong. You don't even know if he did anything. Okay. We don't. Who has ever done a crime even? Honestly, what is a crime? Is a question we will be talking about later because it seems Biden has not only read 100 Years of Palestine, War in Palestine, but he also seemingly has read Are Prisons Obsolete by Angela Davis because he's Mr. No More Capital Punishment except for 3. So we're going to be talking about that later as well. Everyone is experimenting with these concepts lately, it seems. Like people in positions of power, Joseph Robinette Brandon actually offered clemency to 3 federal capital punishment, or not 3, sorry, 37 capital punishment cases with the exception of 3. And we'll get to that in a little bit, obviously, but he made sure that they will serve prison sentences still, but they will actually not be going to get the death penalty. But let's continue. Damn! Look at the way he said that. That's right. If he was guilty, he would have said it. Also, why are there 4 cops behind him like this? Let me replay that. Let's replay that. Case closed. Yeah, no, he's not guilty. He said it right there. Not guilty. Also, what has happened? Is this normal? Am I, maybe I'm not aware of this, but like, is this normal? Like, I feel like they're going to put the, like the Hannibal Lecter thing on his head. You know what I mean? Like every single time I see this motherfucker, he is surrounded by cops. Like he is a super villain, dude. Why are there 4 cops on him? Like, do they think that he has like, do they think that he's just like a John Wick style guy? Like he's just going to use the pen to execute people in the courtroom? Like what the fuck is going on? This man, he can turn everything in his vicinity into a weapon. There are CEOs in this room as well. If there is a CEO anywhere near him, he will kill them. Like, I don't understand. Like, actually, what do you think about his lawyers? With lawyers, with defense attorneys, the bigger the piece of shit they are, the better it is. And through transitive property, like her husband is Diddy's lawyer. So automatically I assume that this is a family of like piece of shit defense attorneys. So I'm always on board. You know what I mean? For defense, you have to be a scumbag. Okay. For defense, you have to be a scumbag. And I think like, considering that her husband is literally Diddy's lawyer, I would assume that they're, you know, I would assume that she's also a scumbag too. So that's a good thing. It's a benefit. Isn't the judge's husband a former Pfizer executive? Yeah. I have heard that the judge is presiding over the Luigi Mangione case is married to a former Pfizer executive. More about the judge here. It is a unique situation. In this case, the prosecutors might be bigger scumbags. Yeah, but Alvin Bragg is an incompetent scumbag, it seems. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But you really do want a defense attorney to be a piece of shit, like a real slime bag. You know what I mean? You want that. Like, get him off on technicalities, whatever it takes. You know what I mean?
Your Honor, we have a copy of the indictment, notice of immigration consequences, as well as rap sheet. I believe the court has it. We give the court an extra copy and one to counsel. Does the court wish that we be heard with respect to bail?
There's also some good points that Luigi's lawyer brought up as well, the defense attorney on this case, like in terms of all of these like extraneous circumstances, like the fucking mayor of New York using the perp walk as a political opportunity to basically fucking declare him a terrorist before the trial is over. Like it's crazy. So anyway, we'll see.
As we understand that we have primary jurisdiction, and we have been informed by the U.S. Attorney that they intend on allowing us to try our case first. So with respect to whatever goes on there, as the party with primary jurisdiction, trial and the sentencing will take place here prior to anything that takes place in the federal system.
Yeah, the burden of proof is also on the what? Prosecution, you mean? You fucking could not type that at all, UB. The burden of proof? She said pardon. She said prosecution. The burden of proof is also on the prosecution. God damn. Rather than the defense, the prosecution has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did the crime, and all the media has been doing is working to undermine that. Yeah. They're basically setting it up so that like everyone that's in that fucking jury already has a well-established bias against our boy Luigi Mangione, which will already happen. Okay? Bias is already baked in because he's Italian, and we all know Italians are not white. Okay? You're supposed to be judged by a jury of your peers. Okay? And Luigi Mangione stands alone in American society, peerless. Who amongst us, mere mortals, could ever actually match up and be a peer to the likes of Luigi Mangione?
What you just said, the answer is it's fine if we take custody today.
That I'm not sure, because Your Honor signed a writ in which it says that we're going to return the defendant to federal custody. So I think that would be step two. I do think that logically, as the party with primary jurisdiction, the custody should be here, but I asked the court, in light of the court signing the writ, indicating that we would return him to federal custody, that be done at a later time.
Well, I've been through this before, and if you do that, they will raise you right out of here. But if you work it out with them, we will take custody.
We will make every effort to accomplish that, Your Honor.
I'm not gonna lie, even this many cops on a person who's like not a risk to literally anyone is already massaging public sentiment in general. Because it's like you're making it seem as though he is this like devastating serial killer. You know what I mean? Like this motherfucker killed one CEO allegedly. We don't even know. Okay, we don't even know if he did it. We don't even know if he's guilty. But like, even then, I understand why you would have this many cops on like, I don't know, like a incredibly violent serial killer or some shit, right? Like, I get it. Sometimes you're worried that like, especially if you have like a sociopathic, bloodthirsty criminal or whatever, you might need to do that in an effort to make sure that they can be apprehended if they step out of line or if they fucking do something crazy or whatever. But like, this is not the case. Like, you can't do that. And I feel like the defense is already heightening that juxtaposition, heightening that contradiction here by putting him in a fucking nice little merino wool sweater with a shirt underneath it. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like a handsome young white boy. So you can't really do that. Like, it would be much harder. It would be much harder to play to the crowd and showcase that this is a bright-eyed young boy with his future ahead of him. If there's like pre-existing biases, but you can't really do that for him. He's just a chill guy, you know? He looks like just a chill guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to make a record, if that's okay with Your Honor. First, we'd request immediate, expedited discovery in this case. The people have had this case for about almost 3 weeks, and that's more than enough time to gather as much information as they can give to us, especially now that we have two proceedings that we have to answer to, one of them being death eligible. So we are requesting that we get immediate discovery of the New York City Police Department and FBI and federal and state documents. And the second thing I want to make a record of, Your Honor, is I'm very concerned about my client's right to a fair trial in this case. He's being prejudiced by some statements that are being made by government officials. Like every other defendant, he is entitled to a presumption of innocence. But unfortunately, the way this has been handled so far, his rights are being violated. And as you know, Your Honor, there's a wealth of case law guaranteeing his right to a fair trial, but none of the safeguards have been put in place yet here. In fact, it's just the opposite of what's been happening. He's a young man, and he is being treated like a human ping pong ball between two warring jurisdictions here. These federal and state prosecutors are coordinating with one another, but at the expense of him. They have conflicting theories in their indictments, and they're literally treating him like he...
Cook them. I didn't miss it at all. She's right. They are massaging the public's opinion on her client. This dog and pony show cannot go on. Every goddamn American has a right to a fair and free trial in this fucking country. Okay? Let him go. Let him go. Mistrial. I'm calling it. I am declaring it a mistrial right now. This is a kangaroo court. You think Lola will come on to discuss this? Don't worry. I have the people's defense attorney on the line. Well, not today, but maybe soon. Who knows? Maybe someone will actually participate in socialismus, as a matter of fact. Who knows? We'll see. A Jewish man and a Muslim man doing socialismus for all you Christians. What's up? Oh, you want to order food? Okay. No. The only update is
like some sort of political fodder, like some sort of spectacle.
This is disgusting. The cop right above Luigi looks like Girthmaster. You are sick. You are sick of the mind. You have a sick soul, chatter. You understand me? Your soul is corrupted. You have a corrupted soul.
He was on display for everyone to see in the biggest staged perp walk I've ever seen in my career. It was absolutely unnecessary. He's been cooperative with law enforcement. He had been in custody for over a week. He waived extradition. He was cooperative at all accounts. There was no reason for the NYPD and everybody to have these big assault rifles that, frankly, I had no idea was in their arsenal. And to have all of these, the press there, the media there, it was like perfectly choreographed. And what was the New York City mayor doing at this press conference, Your Honor? That just made it utterly political. And as Your Honor knows,
what's ironic, of course, is that like the New York City mayor already guilty. Okay, the New York City mayor. I mean, actually, I don't know. Did his trial go through already? No, he didn't. He didn't undergo. Wait, did he? Did his trial end up already? He has a federal investigation launched against him. He's still being, I think he's indicted. He was already indicted. Luigi Mangione hasn't even been indicted yet at that point. He hasn't even fucking pled not guilty. He's indicted, trial in April. Okay, here.
under Lauro v. Charles, the Court of Appeals for the Second.
And he is dead to rights. He is guilty. He is guilty as fuck. Okay, I'll say it. He's guilty. Luigi, we don't know. We don't know if he is.
Circuit has held it to be clearly established that these staged perp walks to the media, unrelated to a legitimate law enforcement objective, is unconstitutional. And I submit there was zero law enforcement objective to do that sort of perp walk. There's absolutely no need for that whatsoever. And frankly, Your Honor, the mayor should know more than anyone of the presumption of innocence that he too is afforded.
Call him. Call him out. Call him out. Call his criminal ass out.
Issues. And frankly, I submit that he was just trying to detract from those issues by making a spectacle of Mr. Mangione. And there are consequences to this. He has a right to a fair trial. And I just want to put on the record statements that the mayor made publicly about my client. Nothing saying alleged, for example. And he said, I wanted to send a strong message with the police commissioner that we're leading from the front. I'm not going to just allow him to come into our city. I wanted to look him in the eye and state, you carried out this terrorist act in my city, in the city of New York that I love. And he wanted to show symbolism. Your Honor, he's not a symbol. He's somebody who is afforded the right to a fair trial. He's innocent until proven guilty. And the mayor was talking to jurors, future potential jurors that elected him. Those are the people that elected.
Yeah. Also, even the cops behind him are maintaining this charade. The notion that he is like a extra scary criminal. I'm willing to bet they're gonna fucking not even let him wear like casual clothes later down the line too, once he's like in prison. I don't know how it works behind the scenes in New York though. Like, I don't know if there are rules and restrictions and regulations around it, but I do think that Luigi Mangione's judge being married to a former healthcare executive kind of fucking creates some semblance of a conflict of interest. Like, obviously judges themselves can still be impartial in this circumstance, but I don't know. But yeah, the judge in the Luigi Mangione case is married to a former healthcare executive. Pretrial judge in the case involving the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson owns millions in stock, including pharma and healthcare. Magistrate Judge Catherine H. Parker, who's overseeing the pretrial hearings for Luigi Mangione, is married to a former Pfizer executive and holds hundreds of thousands of dollars in stock, including in healthcare companies and pharmaceutical companies, according to her 2023 financial disclosures. The judge's ties to the healthcare business are a stark reminder of how pervasive the for-profit industry is in American life, a point made by Mangione himself. Parker's husband, Brett Parker, left Pfizer in 2010, where he served as a vice president and assistant general counsel after holding the same titles at Wyeth, a pharmaceutical manufacturer purchased by Pfizer. According to Parker's disclosures, her husband, Brett, still collects a pension from his time at Pfizer in the form of a Senior Executive Retirement Plan, or SERP. Now, this is just a pretrial judge, but even then, I declare mistrial over conflict of interest. This is a mockery of our wonderful legal institutions. Judge must recuse herself. What? Isn't this the same as Trump saying, lol, my judge's daughter runs DNC, it's a conflict of interest or whatever? Yes, but I'll allow it because I like Luigi Mangione. Also, I don't think Trump's judge's daughter ran the DNC. I don't know what level of involvement. I think it was more so that they had like donated to the Democrats or something. What was it? Like, it's a little bit different when you're directly married to someone who is a pharmaceutical executive, when the trial that you're adjudicating would be over the execution of a pharmaceutical executive. In all seriousness, the fact that there's no good mechanism for dealing with judicial conflicts of interest and disclosures is such a core failing of the supposedly great system. Like, here, Trump has done this a lot. Trump once, for example, here, I'll give you an example of Trump that was like completely inappropriate and ridiculous and also very racist. Trump claimed that a judge could not properly adjudicate his court case because he was of Mexican descent. Okay? Like, there was a American judge overseeing one of his court cases, and Trump straight up said, well, he's Mexican, so he can't be impartial because he has Mexican heritage. Like, that is just pure ridiculous racism. Okay? You can't do that. You can't just be like, excuse me, I'm a racist and my judge can't be a black person, right? That would be fucking ridiculous. But in a situation where like you have a direct conflict of interest because you have like either a financial tie to the industry and this person is like, like you can do that. He did it. I'm saying that was a ridiculously racist demand. Still, that is, regardless, is a ridiculously, that's just pure racism. That's all that is. Like, there's no other way that you can deal with that.
That he is talking to and calling this man a terrorist. So, Your Honor, I just want to make a record of this and put everyone on notice that this has to stop. And my client is entitled to a fair trial and the presumption of innocence. And we're going to fight these charges, whether it's in the state or federal, to the fullest extent. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the discovery in this case is voluminous, to say the least. I have never seen a case.
Oh, shut up, voluminous. Okay. Oh, we got a lot of evidence. Oh, volumes of evidence. No, you don't. Shut up, bozo. You don't got no evidence. Okay? You don't got no fucking evidence. Free my man.
With such volume of evidence, aside from the issue of the quality of the evidence, I suggest to counsel, because we have a discovery portal, but given how much evidence there is against this defendant, it would be smarter if counsel could provide us with a 2 terabyte external drive rather than rely on crashing of the portal. With respect to statement and identification notice, we will be giving that notice within the next 15 days. We're preparing an ADF. We'll do our best to expedite discovery, but I'll say that
as someone who knows and has worked with Brett closely over several years and has occasionally interacted with Catherine on small scale things, her presiding over the pretrial hearings is not great. They both have tremendous influence and reach in New York legal community. Damn. Well, it's just a pretrial judge. They have a lot of security camera footage of the guy who actually did it, Mario. Yeah, you have a lot of security camera footage, but you don't know if it's him. You don't know if it's him. You can't tie it back to him. New York City is the New York of America. Lots of people. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Okay? There's nothing you can't do. That's all I'm going to say. That means that Luigi Mangione could have randomly walked past that area. Okay? Many people do. Okay? Millions of people walk past that crowded area. So messed up that they just think that, this ties him back in some way to the scene of the crime. I'm just saying. Yeah, this was really funny as well. I thought this was a hilarious way to fucking counter the narratives. Okay.
With redactions and with the volume of it, I'm hoping to do it as best we can under, this is not a usual case in terms of the thousands of hours of video tracking and the like, and the fact that we're not only responsible for discovery in this county, but in Altoona, where the arrest was made and where several officers were involved. And we're in touch with those people, and we're going to get everything counsel's entitled to. As to other issues, I think a 30-day adjournment to see where we're at. And of course, counsel's aware of the various notices. We have notices as well. I take it that the council will abide by the statutory limitations on their notices with respect to any notices they believe to be appropriate. As to council's record on the mayor, basically repeating what the mayor said, I don't know how that advances the ball. We will comply with our ethical obligations with respect to trying this defendant's guilt in this courtroom and this courtroom alone. Thank you.
All right, so
What the fuck? What the fuck happened? What is happening? Bro, this motherfucker's mewing all the time, by the way. That's crazy. Look at this. Look at this man. Look at this man, dude. Look at this man. I can still recognize when someone is mewing hard as fuck, okay? As a 33-year-old man, I can still recognize and appreciate when someone is doing when someone is doing some fucking Sigma shit.
United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is pleading not guilty.
Game recognized game, baby. Yep. New York gays, you need to do better. Luigi Mangione had about 24 women in the court's public gallery today to support him. ABC News reports. Dude, that's so fucking funny. That is so awesome. The people really needed a champion in these trying times. You know what I mean? They really did. They needed a fucking hero. He's not mewing. He has severe back pain. He's clenching his jaw in pain. Why do people keep saying this? Okay. I like that people are being parasocial with Luigi Mangione. Like, dude, woke of the day. I don't even know if it's woke of the day. Follow up. What is this? They're still tallying the men. I do find this stuff funny because, like, obviously Pop Crave isn't posting this because like ABC News is posting this because they want to be like, oh, they only care about him because he's hot. Okay? Like they're trying to undermine why people find him to be why people find him to be personable. CBS reported the same. In addition to a long stream of journalists waiting for the suspect to appear, members of the public, almost all of them young women, were in court, some of whom told CBS, BBC's U.S. partner, that they were there to show their support. Yeah, they're trying to fucking angle this as like, oh, because he's like white and hot. That's the only reason why people care about this. Luigi Mangione stuns in court. Yeah.
26-year-old suspect entered that plea in a Manhattan courtroom earlier this morning as his attorney argued her client.
Literally what your ops say about you. Listen, all I'm going to say is a lot of the stuff that people are, let's just say I have close and personal experience with people constantly being like, people constantly pocket watching and people constantly saying that you would have zero fans if you weren't so hot. Okay. I know what it's like. Not to, I have done nothing in comparison to, Luigi's actions here. Let's be real. I am but a man, a simple man. But
Man is being treated unfairly.
He was on display for everyone to see in the biggest staged perp walk I've ever seen in my career. It was.
Do you see the It Paul song some guy made about Luigi? I did. This was incredible. I love this kind of dead end 2014 style It Paul because it's unfalsifiable. You can just say, well, everyone would hate this guy who's going to die in prison if he was an Indian guy who was ugly, and no one can disprove it. You actually didn't say anything, but you had fun. Yeah, it's fantastic. I saw this like hilarious jib jab style, identity politics video, and it's fantastic. Let's watch.
I can't believe that he got taken inside. Now they show my face and racist for me online. Don't call me a terrorist, cause I got a six-pack and your life. Oh my god, he's such.
I just need you to understand something. Riffs in pretty privilege. Like, this person is British alert. I don't know what this person is. I don't know what their deal is. But what is hilarious about this is like this is the type of shit that I thought we had left behind. You know what I mean? Like, this kind of commentary is so fucking stupid. This dude's gonna rot in prison if he gets fucking if he's found guilty. You know what I mean? The federal government is trying to hit him on additional charges so they can give him the death penalty. And there are still motherfuckers being like, I don't like the broad reception of this person. I'm just jealous.
Oh my God, he's such a kill. You can cause destruction to corruption. Just make sure that you're fit and white. If I was black, Popo would shoot me on sight. But now I'll probably get a show on Netflix.
It's also crazy because like he's comparing Luigi Mangione to like straight up fucking serial killers. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Who is this for? Like, who is this for? This is what I don't understand also. Like, who is this for? What is the target market for this? Who is the target audience for this? Like, it's just basically a demonstration of your own personal fucking insecurities. That's it. Target audience feds. Like, who watches this and goes, you know what? You brought up some really good fucking points. We read the article version of this already. The Root wrote an article about this where they were like, the Root wrote an article about this basically saying the same shit. Where it's like, Luigi Mangione, if he was black, he'd be treated differently. It's like, yeah, no shit, dude. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, the broad reception would be different, for sure. It's ironic because it's perpetuating the media narrative while getting mad at what he thinks the media narrative is. I know. But he's not even mad at the media in this situation. He's mad at the audience reception of Luigi Mangione, because the media reception of Luigi Mangione is desperately trying to present him as this like very scary, the biggest villain of all time, the #1 terrorist. Like, you have to not like this guy, okay? And yet people are still like, nah, we like this guy. Fuck you. And it's happening at a time when they're trying to make it prosecutable to even openly say, I like Luigi Mangione, I don't really care. You know, fuck you. Same people say systemic racists are real. What do you mean? Systemic racism is real. That is real. But in this circumstance, using a very real concept, to basically fucking hammer in identity politics, like hollow identity politics, without recognizing the systemic harms that have played into the audience's reception of Luigi Mangione is fucking idiotic. They're just dialed in on a very specific narrative. There's a difference between reacting to the hypocrisy of comparable events versus imagining if a singular event was different.
Big smile on every front page. I know the headlines say my future was bright.
A star student who had everything going for him.
People will empathize with ending lives as long as you are fit and white.
Even his fucking audience is like, where's what thing? It's not here yet. Also, you gotta do an additional pick. Oh, it's wait, let me see. Fuck.
Don't fight the systems that oppress you unless you are fit and white. I can't believe that we got taken inside. Now they show my face and racist for me online. Don't call me a terrorist, cause I got a six-pack and a jawline.
Oh my God, he's such a kill.
Anyway, his audience also didn't really receive this positively. Said, come on, man, no war but class war. His whiteness is undeniably a factor, but there's also real anger at the healthcare system causing people to emphasize, right? Am I the only one who remembers the massive outpouring of support starting before anybody knew what he looked like? I know you're British, as am I, so the idea of privatized healthcare is a bit alien to us, but the USA, it literally means life or death to people. The CEO is the face of a cruel industry. I think this one is a miss. It's a class issue. People are rallying behind before any pictures were released. Nah, not it. Come on, buddy, this ain't it. Yeah, even his own fucking audience is like yelling at him over it. And when I see stuff like this, I think to myself, like, I mean, this is opportunistic, okay? This guy made fun of these identity politics media narratives. Yeah, I saw that one too. His whiteness is the reason he was arrested instead of killed by the cops. That's all this is. No, I think like, if they had caught him in the act, like him being white would have probably factored into him not being killed. But like, he got caught in a fucking McDonald's, chatter. You know what I mean? There are differences, okay? There are differences in this situation. I think, yes, him being white, him coming from a rich family, being attractive, all of this definitely plays a role in the reception. Okay? All of this plays a role in his reception. That much is true. But it doesn't fucking matter because ultimately, people did not know what he fucking looked like, and they still immediately understood why he did it when they knew who the victim was, and also immediately were supportive of it. They were dunking on the victim. Okay? So I think it's very difficult. I think it's very difficult to parse through exactly what percentage his whiteness and his attractiveness plays into like his reception by not the media, obviously, but like by the broader society. But it doesn't fucking matter. It's like so irrelevant to the point of contention unless the only thing you care about in this situation is just like hammering in white supremacy narratives, circumstance where it doesn't really fit. You know what I mean? Like there are a million different instances where you could use or where you could talk about systemic racism, white supremacy, and the like. This unironically is not one of those narratives. Like it's just, there is a broader class-based approach in the audience reception.
To say it, all you people who are
yeah, I saw, we watched this already. Also, he literally got charged with terrorism. So what the fuck are you saying? Like he literally got charged with terrorism. So what's your point here? Are you saying that like it's appropriate that he got charged with terrorism and that because like the underlying assumption here is that you agree that his terrorism charge actually is correct, and that you're more mad at the people not seeing him as a fucking terrorist because he's white. Like what is happening? What's happening here? This is the least productive thing I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Absolutely unnecessary. There was no reason for the NYPD and everybody to have these big assault rifles that, frankly, I had no idea was in their arsenal. And to have all of these, the press there, the media there, it was like perfectly choreographed. And what was the New York City mayor doing at this press conference, Your Honor? That just made it utterly political.
I want to bring in ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer for more on this. Brian, first, just your quick reaction to the plea here and these claims from his attorney saying that he's being treated unfairly.
This is a good point. If you wanted to insert systemic racism narratives, it would be about how whiteness no longer protects you when you challenge power. Because as you said, he's being charged as a terrorist, unlike Kyle Rittenhouse, Dylan Roof, etc. Exactly. There are very few instances where like domestic terrorists who have committed atrocious acts of violence, like mass shootings and whatnot, directed with a specific goal, with a specific purpose of like creating a race war in mind, written clearly, definitionally in their manifestos. There are very few instances where they actually do get slapped with terrorism charges. Okay? And he did. He got hit with the terrorism charge immediately. So think about that. His whiteness did not protect him. Because there are certain things that transcend beyond even white supremacy. And it is one of the live historical revisionism. What do you mean? There are certain things that transcend beyond racial boundaries. Okay? There are certain things that transcend beyond racial boundaries. You can come from a rich family. You can come from a white family. You could be white yourself. You go to the best schools. And the act in and of itself, if it is too disruptive, to the pre-existing hierarchies, then yeah, you're going to get hit with everything. They're going to throw the book at you.
Unfairly, and the New York City authorities essentially are trying to square.
Why the lawyer changed? No, the lawyer didn't change. The lawyer that you saw was the Altoona lawyer, because there's separate charges in Pennsylvania state as well, because he was apprehended with a ghost gun and whatnot, and with a fake ID. So there's two different courts. There's two different trials. There's an Altoona, Pennsylvania trial for his Altoona apprehension. The small town lawyer that you saw in that big suit, the short guy, that's the Altoona lawyer. This is the New York lawyer. There's also a New York court case, and there will probably be a federal one as well if they follow suit, where there will be a third lawyer for the federal case.
political points here.
Yeah, so the plea seemed pretty procedural. It's an arraignment on an indictment in state court on federal charges, so you're expecting there to be a plea of not guilty, especially in where we are. But I agree with the defense attorney here, Karen Agnifilo, and ironically, she had a long tenure in the exact same prosecutor's office that she is now defending Luigi Mangione, so she knows better than probably anyone else as to how the city and its law enforcement conduct itself. But I agree with her. This seemed prejudicial. This seemed as a point to try to make that this was someone that the NYPD wanted to go after. The only issue, and I take a very slight issue, is I think other than law enforcement and maybe the mayor, not a lot of other people looked at this as a show of force. A lot of people looked at this as you're going too hard against Luigi Mangione, and I think it might have backfired against him in terms of the support for him.
How much do you think that was based on the support for him? Because one of the really unusual things about this case is that you have a suspected murderer being hailed as a hero in some parts of the internet, and in this case, by some people inside that courtroom and outside.
Yeah, I think it's multiple layers of this, right? So and I think we probably heard this from other defense attorneys who have been on ABC as well. Typically, when one person kills another person in the state of New York, that is one, murder in the second degree, and two, the feds don't get involved. But now I think a lot of people are seeing that it's murder in the first degree, not for the typical reason that we see, killing a law enforcement officer, killing a first responder. Now they've made the legal arguments to make it that the killing of a CEO based on the response of others is now terrorism. And I think that people's perception of how this case is being handled, not only in the charges, but in the perp walk, is that there is a specialized form of prosecution that is inappropriate. And I think you're seeing that on social media, and you heard that as well in court.
And I want to bring in our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Couture. You moved quickly. You were there in the courtroom when it happened. You were outside the court. Now here you are with us. What do you make of all this, and what did you think of what you saw, the way you saw it all play out in court today?
Well, first, Luigi Mangione is kind of an enigmatic figure. He doesn't express a lot of emotion. He doesn't appear to acknowledge the supporters that were in the courtroom, kind of kept straight ahead, only said not guilty. Those are the only words he spoke in court. Similarly, when I saw him in federal court last week, he didn't say much at all except to acknowledge that he understood what the judge was talking about. But in terms of the state and federal dual prosecutions, my friend Brian knows well, two things can be true at once. He could be stalking an individual, which is how the feds are charging it, and he could still have meant to make some kind of communal change in the way that CEO pay or healthcare is meted out or whatever he was allegedly trying to do by allegedly killing Brian Thompson. So the authorities are digging into his writings, trying to parse his motivation, and that will inform how the prosecutions go forward.
And Brian, in terms of that top charge, first-degree murder with the intent of furtherism of terror, I might be not saying that perfectly, but the furtherance of terrorism, how much are the writings that police are saying they found on him and found in the searches, how much is that going to come into play?
Bro's wearing his vest in honor of the CEOs, the fallen CEOs. If Luigi gets freed, will you try to get him on stream? Are you fucking kidding me? He would be the best. I would love to have him. I would love to have him on stream. Yeah. Also, yeah, they're calling him a fake socialist. Luigi Mangione was seen wearing a $1,000. I covered this earlier, but once again, a narrative I'm very familiar with. It has nothing to do with anything. The motherfucker's not even a socialist. It's crazy. It's so funny. This is the sweater. It's like $70. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. You don't even... Did you play the corrido yet? No. I'm going to buy him the fucking Maison Margiela sweater and send it to his commissary. Getting triggered again? What do you mean? What? Do I sound triggered? He's not a corporate giant. The CEO could literally shoot Luigi in the back, kill him, and get away with it? Yeah. Why is this him walking in and out of the courtroom? Beyonce red carpet getting paparazzi pictures, photo flashes. I'm that girl playing. Yeah, I mean, all of this is the media desperately trying to reframe this as like a silly ass thing. Okay, this is entirely the media trying to reframe, trying to comprehend trying to, one, comprehend where all of this like admiration is coming from. And two, they're simultaneously trying to belittle the reason why. Like they're trying to say to everybody else that reads the news that this is the reasons as to why people like him is because he's hot. It's just like, it has nothing to do with his actions. It has nothing to do with how fucking broken the healthcare system is, like the for-profit healthcare insurance structure works, and how violent it is inherently. Kyle Rittenhouse also came in hot and had to make this about himself. Okay. Luigi Mangione shot and killed a man in cold blood and tried to get away with it. I, on the other hand, defended myself after being chased down and violently attacked. Luigi and I aren't even remotely similar. If you compare my case to his, you have some serious problems. More media bias. I want to know how an entire streamable TV special in the midst of a high-profile case, framed in sinister colors and malevolent buzzwords, contributes to a fair trial. Manhunt, Luigi Mangione and the CEO Killer, 2020 special edition. Yeah. There is a phenomena, okay? There is definitely a phenomena around, I forget what the actual term is, but there is something about high profile like serial killers and whatnot, and the fandom and the fanfare surrounding those people. But Luigi Mangione is not fucking a high profile serial killer. Like comparing him to the likes of Charles Manson and the fangirls that Charles Manson got is so idiotic, is so stupid. Hybristophiliacs, is that what it's called? Shape and drape, slim fit. Hybristophilia is for sure a thing. This is not that.
In the prosecution's attempt to prove that charge.
So I think the writings for them is everything in trying to prove it. I firmly disagree with it personally. When you look at the statute, right, and the statute came out, I think, about it in 9/11. I myself have defended cases like this where they tried to use, for example, an individual who was cursing at law enforcement to not arrest him, and they say, well, that's terrorism because he's trying to influence a governmental entity. Here, they're saying that his either his works or his actions is a way of trying to either intimidate or coerce a civilian population. That's the exact language from the statute. And they're trying to say that the writings that he had and the action that he did try to create what we're seeing now, and that's why it's terrorism. At least in my practice of almost over a decade now, I haven't seen these facts used to try to prove this statute in this way. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of defense attorneys saying this doesn't seem to work out.
But you have prosecutors who see the video, they see the writings, they see a dead guy on the streets of Midtown Manhattan, and they say, we can't just have this.
So they're trying to say he didn't just kill Brian Thompson to kill Brian Thompson. He killed Brian Thompson to scare a bunch of people and create change as a result of that fear.
But what did his notes say? His notes say, go whack the...
Okay, but like, if the broad reception of that is positive, I feel like you're just leaning into this narrative is unironically going to present him as a folk hero. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen reports of people's like claims getting denied going viral on Twitter and whatnot, with like United Healthcare responding positively to the claim denials later down the line. If there's extra attention to the ways in which the for-profit healthcare sector works now, which is causing these other serial deniers to basically behave differently, then yeah, you're kind of proving his point. Like, the action's illegality don't change the broader morality from a utilitarian perspective, of course. It's the trolley problem playing itself out. It's like you're pulling the lever, which is contributing to saving tens of thousands potentially of other people if you even were to account for the immediate the immediate change from Anthem. Laser windbreaker is whack, but I dig it. I don't think it's whack. Yeah, even if there is a study conducted later down the line, even if there's a study conducted where they found out that post Luigi Mangione claim denials went down by 1%, 2%, 3%, no matter what the percentage is, that means that there was a genuine improvement, even if it's correlation and not causation, okay? But even if there was a lack of denials that came in the immediate aftermath of this, that would quite literally save people's lives at that point. That's how fucked up and broken this system is. Okay?
Go do this. They did something bad and wrong. His note seems to suggest that the killing is the action that he wanted. It doesn't seem like he's saying, I'm going to kill one of yours because I want you to change these policies. I want you to do these things. That's terrorism.
Definitely something we'll be listening to from the case. Aaron, go ahead.
No, he called them parasitic. The health insurance companies maybe.
Of course, the guy wearing the fucking puffer vest under his goddamn blazer is saying, oh, well, he's using dehumanizing language against CEOs for for-profit healthcare insurance companies. This is Nazi Germany.
Eyes of the prosecutors, he was trying to effectuate change.
And this is the point that I want to make. A lot of my clients as a public defender in Legal Aid Society had a lot of strong words for cops that they shot and killed. Why isn't that terrorism?
He went to law school. I didn't even
I know. And we obviously we don't have to litigate it here, but I am just trying to get into...
Owned, by the way. Owned. He's right. Owned.
What we will be listening for when this case starts to play out and what the prosecutors and defense attorneys are talking about in that arraignment today. Aaron, I'm out of time, but quickly, what happens next here in the state case, which is what he pleaded not guilty to today, and in the federal one as well?
In the state case, he's due back in court in February. In the federal case, he's due back in court in January unless and until federal prosecutors are successful in securing an indictment. I expect they will be, and he would be back in federal court sooner than that to similarly enter a plea. And that's when the contours of these cases will really begin to move forward.
All right, Aaron Couture.
All right, we're moving on to Walter Masterson, our boy on the ground. He went to the New York court to talk to the supporters that have been apparently flooding Luigi Mangione's arraignment.
Luigi back in the kitchen, dog. He was cooking. Wow.
That's sick.
Let's go.
That is my man.
Healthcare is a human right, not a privilege.
He's a result of what happens when you're in so much pain, the system doesn't care, can't help you. Is it
to actually see that this is going on? This is, I think it's criminal.
Arraignment. Did I say arrangement? Sorry.
So many Luigi Mangiones that they will all be popping out of the snow.
I am in front of the courthouse where Luigi Mangione is about to get arraigned. It is 8 a.m. on a Monday morning, and there are people here that showed up in solidarity. Okay, there you go. There you go. Luigi back in the kitchen, dog. He was cooking, all right? He was on a roll. Let him finish what he started, dog. Do you think healthcare is a human right?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
Exactly what's going on. And Mayor Adams, how dare you? You're an indicted thief trying to prosecute someone who's innocent. How dare you? This is bigger than CEOs and it's bigger than money. Our children have to have a future of health care as well. Free Luigi, he's innocent.
That is my man.
Okay, can we just talk about how the guy cannot take a bad picture? He's in cuffs. He's being walked around.
He doesn't have... he makes, he just looks wonderful.
Like,
haircut, eyebrows, everything on
like every picture I see, I'm like, God damn it!
Why are you this fine?
It's like little grainy surveillance footage. He's like, I got you.
Oh wait, makes sense though, Hakeem.
Yeah, of course. Wait, are you just realizing this now?
Yeah, it's just one of my posters.
I feel like if you want to kill someone, you should go to Wharton Business School and work for McKinsey, like everyone else.
Of course, that's the only way to do it in the United States.
Yeah, oh, that's totally permissible. That's fine. That's actually good. It's encouraged. If you want to kill people, do it the legal way, please. Join the police force. If you want to kill people, do it the legal way, please. Go to business school, become a CEO. Excuse me. That's not only allowed, but it actually ends up boosting her profile. You get elevated.
That's right. If you want to get away with it.
You want to kill people?
Do it the right way.
Use AI.
And you get away with it for a long time.
For me, it's Blue Cross Blue Shield, Anthem. I got into an electricity accident, and I herniated 2 discs in my neck and 2 in my lower back. And over the 2-year period that they made me wait, I was left with nerve damage. So I am now stuck with nerve damage for the rest of my life. I got 2 major surgeries last December and last October. And now they're saying that my medication is no longer long-term. So I have about 4 days left, and no insurance, no job, no money. I'm about to lose everything, so that's why I'm here today.
You think healthcare is a human right?
I think it is a human right, yes. We all deserve health care.
Are you here to support Luigi?
I am in support of the people. Healthcare is a human right, not a privilege.
There's gonna be so many Luigi Mangiones that they will all be popping out of the snow.
Who'd you guys vote for?
Damn. That guy got scared, dude. Even this guy was like, okay, lady, hold on now. Look at his face. He's like, all right, calm down.
Who'd you guys vote for in the last election?
I should have voted, but I did not.
I have voted. This is the thing that made you come out and say, all right, let's do this.
It felt a little more important, like I actually had a say in the matter. It didn't feel that important, but now I see it is important to also vote.
You know what? The point is that I'm trying to show how people from across the spectrum are.
You made it to comedians discuss Luigi. United Healthcare. Wait, what? They put me as a comedian? Oh, no, Stavros. Y'all saw it. It was self-defense. Yeah. Dude, I saw that too.
I saw that, dude.
I
yeah.
saw that. He was
the
literally...
video cuts off. I live in New York. I was there that day.
Yeah.
The video cuts off.
Yeah, it's like really weird because he was brandishing it and saying, I'm going to shoot you, Luigi Mangione.
Luigi, I'm jealous of you. You have abs.
Yeah.
You have thick eyebrows I could never achieve.
Yeah, that's why I won't give you healthcare.
I won't give you healthcare because I'm jealous of you. And now get ready to suck my gun, you dirty Italian.
Yeah.
And then Luigi acted.
He was like, oh, I don't want to do this,
which
please.
It wasn't him, by the way. It was another guy.
Yeah, it was another dude. It wasn't even Luigi. He mistook.
Yeah, he mistook.
The CEO
actually the guy was
thought it was Luigi.
It kind of looks like him.
Yeah.
So it's all a big tragedy of errors here.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Just you know how incompetent these guys are.
It
the
was
police work,
plus
police
it wasn't
work.
him.
I think we did it.
I think
we
did
should be his
Someone
defense
put
team.
us on the line with Thomas. What was his name?
Thomas Dickinson or something.
Yeah, Tom
Dickey.
Tom Tricky Dickey.
We got this. We got this. He's acquitted instantly.
It wasn't him. It was Yoshi. I heard he killed him by actually throwing a red shell at him.
Yeah.
Talk about bad branding. They got him in Starbucks right before.
What?
Yeah, they got him on camera in Starbucks.
Watching this video featuring comedians thinking they meant you. Okay, calm down. I am comedian by proxy. Oh my God. We're supposed to sympathize with this thug? 463,000 likes, dude. They hit him with the he was no hero.
Showing up today. And you just demonstrated that. So thank you.
They're killing people every day with the healthcare system. And motherfucking now one of them got killed who doing this to people. And they're going fucking crazy. They charging this guy with terrorism charges now.
It's pretty easy to see why people are galvanized behind this, you know? We feel like we're all being slowly killed. I think a lot of people don't think they're going to make it to natural death, I think. The only reason we have not rebelled in this country is because we're so, we are able to be comfortable enough. And I think he's a result of what happens when you're in so much pain, the system doesn't care, can't help you, is inadequate. That's why you see everybody supporting him, you know? Everyone's being exploited, charged thousands of dollars every month that they barely have, and then they get nothing out of it. They get sick, and it doesn't actually pay off.
We have universal health care in the UK.
So you're from London. Let me just start from the beginning. In America, we have this time-honored tradition called medical bankruptcy.
To actually see that this is going on, I think it's criminal. People being bankrupt because health insurance is not paying out. We pay national insurance, which is taken straight from our paychecks. So it's taken straight out, and then everybody is covered for healthcare, basically. You can get...
Fucking hell, lad! He's got international hoes. Okay, stop. We've got the National Health Service. It's pretty nice.
Private healthcare if you choose, but you could literally, if you end up in A&E or you ended up with major surgery, you won't pay anything. And obviously I knew that this system existed in the US, but everything I've been seeing and people's stories on social media, I just can't believe it.
This taxpayer funded healthcare sounds gay, woke, and communist. Hell yeah, brother.
Not anyone else.
Eat the rich, free Luigi. Luigi Mangione supporters protest outside of Manhattan court arraignment.
These are taxpaying dollars for one person. But
they say we murder free. Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm not even kidding. I feel like they got more people showing up to the Luigi Mangione arraignment than they did for the Trump trial, dude. Trump couldn't even get this many people outside of the fucking courthouse. What the fuck? Like, and this is just for the arraignment. Once this shit starts moving, oh my Lord, dude. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
He's so rich. He's so rich. He's so rich. He's so rich. He's so rich.
4602?
Yeah, that was also in the summer too, when it's like much easier to just stand outside the fucking courtroom. Post claiming Mangione smiled as he entered the courtroom. False. He was pictured smiling while signing documents at the end of the hearing. Public section was also racially very diverse. A reporter remarked that more people showed up in support of Mangione than Trump. See? I'm telling you, dude. There's more supporters than Kamala voters. I wonder why. Because, and I can't stress this enough, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, okay? This is an issue that transcends beyond political allegiances. It transcends beyond identity politics. It is far more consequential for Americans. Okay? They see this as violence being dished out by the systems against their own immediate family members. Americans have no systemic analysis, okay? Americans have no class consciousness, and Americans are deeply selfish. But because the for-profit healthcare industry is so expansive and so harmful that it has universalized the harm for each and every American. That's why I say even other fucking CEOs are like, yeah, I don't know. It ain't that bad. I'm not that mad. You know what I mean? It's something that has basically streamlined the harm to such a degree, universalized that pain by impacting virtually every single fucking American. They can comprehend this as a very different. They can comprehend this as a very different situation than how they would normally react if like some guy killed another person in broad fucking daylight. America is a very draconian nation, okay? I'm telling you this. In all of my years of doing political commentary, as someone who believes in rehabilitation over incarceration, as someone who believes that America has to change its trajectory on the way we dish out punishment for crimes, this is an area where I probably get the most resistance, even from progressive-minded Americans. This and gun control are the two things that even leftist, quote-unquote, leftist Americans cannot understand. They're like, what are you talking about? We have to kill every fucking criminal. Okay? So even in that like mindset that many Americans have, they can still recognize who is responsible for more deaths than Luigi Mangione in this situation. And they see it as the CEO. You cannot hide this harm under the systemic structures. You cannot hide it by saying, well, it's just like, you don't have to be a radical communist to be upset at healthcare, you know? What is this? Oh, Gianmarco Ceresi was on the leaning. Gianmarco Ceresi is a comic, and he was on local news, and he was talking about Luigi.
You know, you gotta, the holidays are tough.
I know.
Sometimes I was supposed to spend it with my cousin, but he got caught up at work. But if you're watching, we're proud of you, Luigi.
Gianmarco.
Please come to the show and let's just celebrate this year. We didn't get everything we wanted, but we did get one.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'll get back to the Kyle Rittenhouse take in a second. Finally, you appreciate us Italians. Dude, my love for Italians has grown tremendously in the last couple of months. Let's just say I have endless respect for my Italian brothers and sisters. You understand me?
Well, believe it or not, this is unintentional. It's just my poster.
Natalie?
Healthcare is a human right. Fight, fight, fight. Healthcare is a human So hard. Luigi! Free Luigi! Free Luigi!
The people united, planet over profit. The people united, planet over profit. United, planet over profit. The people united, planet over.
One CEO, one billionaire, right, gets murdered, and this is how they treat that one person. No, right?
My man's got the Wario hat on. That's hilarious. Updates. My brother is picking her up right now. I think he just picked her up. Doing fine. Korea started a new movement against Elon. Yeah, I saw that.
Are you asking me to say what?
This is a lawyer doing a video about jury nullification. We got YouTube lawyers chiming in on it now. Okay. But before we get to that, staying on the message of broad audience positive reception that is frustrating people in positions of power, Luigi Mangione was featured on SNL once again. Now remember, last time he was featured on SNL, they talked about how hypocritical it is that he went to Starbucks and McDonald's. Okay, hold on 1 second. Oh, sorry. I'm texting my brother. Yeah. They were making a joke about how like he went to Starbucks and he went to McDonald's, even though he hates corporations or whatever. But this week, SNL had another feature for Luigi Mangione. Okay. And the audience was broadly positive.
Luigi Mangione dropped. Yeah, definitely woo.
Colin Jost feeling uncomfortable as the SNL libbed up audience is cheering for Luigi Mangione is so funny. Like, don't look upset. You know, 2 related takes of this Joss clip. Don't look upset, man.
Going for justice, right? Luigi Mangione dropped his extradition fight and was flown from Pennsylvania to New York to face multiple charges. In related news, Bumble exploded.
It's a bit, bro. He's joking. I think he's joking because why would he joke about him being hot? Let me see the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely woo. You're wooing for justice, right? Luigi Mangione dropped his extradition fight and was flown from Pennsylvania to New York to face multiple charges. In related news, Bumble exploded. Luigi Mangione...
It could be. It is part of the bit, I think. The immediate follow-up joke is him joking about how he's hot. Yeah, okay. That's fair. He's joking. He's clearly doing the half-ass civility veneer. Bro, please do not tell me you also do not understand Colin is joking here. This was very obviously rehearsed. He's not actually surprised it was a joke. The next 5 seconds, he jokes about him being hot. Yeah, I can see it.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
What is this?
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
Hopper, A Bug's Life. That movie radicalized me as a child. A Bug's Life. Word. Using the Bug's Life speech over this Luigi Mangione edit was so fucking real, actually.
Let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
God damn. Ants is just about if Woody Allen was an ant. A Bug's Life literally is 7 Samurai, but with bugs. Yep. We should do a Bug's Life watch party. It's one of the most communist. There was that ant. Is one of the, if I remember correctly from my childhood, it's like a communist manifesto, isn't it?
That stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. Right, it's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
How about this?
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back.
Does anybody else want to stay?
Damn. For your information, that's Kevin Spacey. That makes it even better, don't it? AOC watched this as a kid. If we want Star Trek, we will have to do it, not ask for it. All right, let's continue. That's how those CEO trauma therapy groups look like. All right, let's hear about jury nullification. And
Whether
Luigi
I feel
Mangione.
sympathetic or not.
Very disturbing breaking news out of New York City for you right now. CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson.
Police in Pennsylvania today arrested a person of interest in the killing, 26-year-old Luigi Mangione.
How hard do you think it's going to be to get a jury for his trial?
I think, all right, so I guess you want to talk. So this brings to jury nullification. Let's say Luigi Mangione, he has a criminal case. Assuming he did it and that is him in the video, if he pleads not guilty and the jury...
He's so funny. This is lawyer speak. I mean, saying all the right shit. How the hell do you babysit all 33,000 of us? First of all, it's 533. And secondly, I'm the best paid babysitter in the nation.
Jury all believes that he did it.
Also, a lot of people behave like babies, but many of you are adults. Some of you are even older than me, as a matter of fact.
Two, do they decide, hey, we're still not going to convict him because we're okay with his actions? If that happens, that is totally okay. It is not something that a court will overturn and say, look, he did it. What do you mean, jury? Jury nullification is part of our American civil and criminal justice system. Jury nullification essentially means that the jury decides the law was violated, but they don't care. It is not the taboo thing that you might think it is. Jury nullification, boo. Prosecutors get worried about jury nullification because they want the jury to follow the law and convict. But jury nullification isn't something that's generally planned. What really happens is the jury, who's independent, who's honest, who's reliable, who is willing to follow the law, when they sit and take the oath, they start to hear things and they go, this isn't exactly what I thought it was. If y'all don't know who Dr. Kevorkian is, he was someone who would help people commit assisted suicide, end their lives. But the government doesn't allow that. Those jurors that got picked for his trials, which I believe there were 4 of them, fact check me in the comments here. 3 times in a row, he was found not guilty because the jury said, we don't think that should be a crime. During the 60s and 70s, white people were charged with crimes against black people. All white juries said, yeah, that guy did it, but we're not going to convict him. That's jury nullification. Jury nullification is not something that is routine or common, but it happens. It isn't a cloak and dagger, mysterious, crazy thing. It's something that just naturally happens, and our system allows for it. If the jury finds a criminal defendant not guilty, even if they didn't follow the law, the case is over. In a criminal case, there has to be a unanimous verdict to convict someone. Now, what happens if the jury can't be unanimous? They can't all agree to convict, or they all can't agree that the person is not guilty.
My brother-in-law, that tree's about to fall over. No, it's not.
Notice I didn't say innocent. I said not guilty. That is a hung jury. If there's a hung jury, the person can be tried again. If there's a hung jury the second time, they can be prosecuted again and again and again. Whether the state would use those resources to do that, that's another decision. If the state believes that they cannot find 12 jurors to all be unanimous, then they should give up. But keep in mind, district attorneys who control the prosecutors in the office and the budget strings need to do that wisely. And if they don't, they will be voted out. If a district attorney keeps authorizing his office or her office to bring charges and try a case over and over and over, at some point the public outcry is going to be, what are you doing? When I think of who's the perfect juror for the Luigi Mangione case, I'm looking for someone who knows nothing about health insurance, so maybe younger juror, someone who doesn't have any history of their family being sick or injured and having to use health insurance. People's experiences are going to be different in a way that they can relate to different people. I'm more middle of the road on this. I mean, to be honest, I see it with clients all the time. You know, I've had a client who was denied Vicodin pills after a surgery because he didn't have pre-approval for the Vicodin pills. People come at it from a personal perspective, right? They're saying, I'm really pissed off at what's happened to me, my family, and you are the antithesis of that. So when something bad happens to you, I've seen the extremes of calling the CEOs of health insurance companies mass murderers because they are choosing whether to give or not give treatment that someone may need to live. I 100,000,000,000% think health insurance should be provided through the federal government.
But Mike, the federal government sucks.
I think the government should provide and regulate things that you need to survive. You need water. You need energy. I think that health...
It's crazy that this guy, like, this is propaganda of the deed in action. You're watching a guy cover jury nullification. He's just like he's a personal injury lawyer on YouTube covering jury nullification, and the conversation literally sidesteps into his own personal assumption, his own personal opinion on his own personal opinion on how medicine and healthcare should be fucking up to the government. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. The very fact that these conversations are taking place is once again propaganda of the deed.
Insurance, health care is a right you have as a person. The real question here, and if I'm the prosecutor, here's the question that I say in my opening statement, assuming that he did it, right? Assuming that the proof is there. I think the question is, are we as a society going to allow people to deliver what they think is justice, to be judge, jury, and executioner? That is the question that really needs to be answered here. Depending on what facts come out, could I be sympathetic to Luigi Mangione? Maybe. But I'm never going to be the person that takes the leap and then says committing a crime against someone is acceptable. When you make that decision, though, to go and execute someone, have vigilante justice, you have to also accept the consequences. I think there are people out there that will say, I'm okay with what action he did. I'm okay with what he did. You have to also be okay with the penalty. I mean, action, consequence.
Suspected United Health.
Now we're going to get to Legal Eagle. You don't just want the legal team, you want the Eagle team.
Killer Luigi Mangione has been charged with terrorism. But why? And also, why are federal prosecutors also indicting and prosecuting Mangione? Well, a New York State grand jury indicted Mangione on multiple charges related to the December 4th, 2024 shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The charges included first-degree murder in the furtherance of terrorism and second-degree murder as a crime of terrorism, as well as additional counts of criminal possession of a weapon and possession of a forged instrument. Now, the terrorism charges are notable. The prosecutors argued that Mangione committed the murder to intimidate or coerce a civilian population or influence government policy, violating New York's anti-terrorism statutes. Mangione has been extradited to New York to face these charges. His attorney, Karen Friedman Agnifilo, has indicated plans to contest the charges, asserting that DA Alvin Bragg overcharged Mangione. At the time of his arrest, authorities found a 3D printed ghost gun, a suppressor, and a handwritten manifesto expressing animosity towards the U.S. healthcare system. Now, as usual for my substantive questions about New York criminal law, I've reached out to former AUSA and current New York criminal defense lawyer Mitch Epner about the indictments and why the feds are involved. So Mitchell, what we have here looks like a pretty straightforward murder case, so why would Alvin Bragg decide to add the terrorism charge?
Well, let me start, Devin, by agreeing with you. This is a very strange choice by the prosecution. They may have managed to indict Mr. Mangione for the one crime that he has a good defense to. The reason for bringing a murder one charge, which is a very particular thing under New York law, as opposed to a murder two charge, is I think they want the headlines of saying that they charged him with murder one as opposed to murder two. And we can talk in a moment about what the substantive differences are between them. But the most basic difference in terms of if they get a conviction is if he is convicted of murder one under these circumstances, the required punishment will be life without the possibility of parole. Whereas if he's only convicted of murder two without the special circumstances of terrorism, there would be the possibility that 20 years down the road, he would be eligible for parole. Having said that, I cannot imagine a circumstance under which Mr. Mangione would be considered a good candidate for parole at any point in his life.
Is there any substantive difference between murder two and murder one with the terrorism charge?
Yeah, that's the big thing. There is a difference in penalty because if convicted of murder one on the basis of terrorism, then the penalty is required to be life without possibility of parole.
Okay, and if Mangione is convicted of murder two and was up for parole, do you think he would be continually denied?
I think it's the latter. I think that if he is convicted on murder two, and he lives long enough to see his parole date, there would be a pro forma parole hearing 20 years from now, 30 years from now, and it would be like the early scenes in Shawshank Redemption where they just rubber stamped denied each time.
What makes someone a good or bad candidate for parole?
A bad candidate for parole is somebody who committed a crime of violence, check, who did it with malice aforethought, check, and who seemed to show no remorse, check. No matter what he does in the future, I cannot imagine a situation where a parole board would say this man, Luigi Mangione, appears to have understood that what he did was wrong, since he seems so clearly at this moment to believe that what he did was right.
So what does the prosecution need to prove for murder one with the terrorism aggravated factor on top of what they would normally need to show for murder in the second degree?
So murder in the second degree is very simple. You intended to kill somebody. You did it intentionally, you didn't do it in self-defense. That is as open and shut a case as I can imagine, because they have Mr. Mangione doing it on videotape, approaching somebody from behind, shooting him 3 times, starting in his leg, and then shooting him twice in the back. And I take at face value the public disclosures that they have many different ways to tie Mr. Mangione to the murder, including the fact that he was found in possession of the murder weapon. So that is as open and shut a murder 2 case as I can imagine. Murder 1, on the other hand, will require proof as to what Mr. Mangione was thinking at the time he did this. And they would have to prove, and I'm reading now, intent to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, influence the policy of a unit of government by intimidation or coercion, or affect the conduct of a unit of government. And that is a very hard thing to prove. They will have to prove that when he...
Oh my God. Things are happening. Former President Bill Clinton hospitalized with fever. Oh my God. If one of my predictions on... Oh my God. No way. No fucking way. No fucking way. This was in my 2024 yearly predictions. Oh my God. No fucking way. Oh my God. Dude, what the fuck? Where were the predictions? Mitch McConnell dies, Jimmy Carter dies, Bill Clinton dies. Those are the 3 deaths I predicted. I also said the other day when we looked back on my predictions, I was like, the year ain't over yet. But MSNBC says it's not urgent. It's not urgent.
Killed Mr. Thompson. He didn't do it because he hated Mr. Thompson alone, or because he hated the way Mr. Thompson ran United Healthcare alone, but rather that he had some broader policy agenda to intimidate people in order to change the way in which government worked or the general populace conducted themselves. That's a very hard thing to do. One of the basic things that I was taught as a trial practitioner is keep it simple, stupid. The KISS principle. If you can win your case by proving 4 things, try to increase the degree of difficulty by proving 12 things. The increase in what they have to prove here is enormous, and I think it violates the KISS principle very fundamentally.
It's reported that Mangione's manifesto reads, quote, "Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. A reminder, the US has the #1 most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet we rank roughly 42 in life expectancy. United is the indecipherable largest company in the US by market cap, behind only Apple, Google, Walmart. It has grown and grown, but has our life expectancy. No, the reality is this indecipherable have simply gotten too powerful, and that they continue to abuse our country for immense profit because..."
We don't know if he wrote that. We don't know if he wrote that. I'm just saying, we don't know if he wrote that. You know what I mean? Do we? Do we know if he wrote that for sure? Very irresponsible for the Eagle team to not slap that with an allegedly. You know what I mean?
The public has allowed them to get away with it. Obviously, the problem is more complex, but I do not have the space, and frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument, but many have illuminated corruption and greed decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty. So is it possible that a jury could look at these writings and conclude beyond reasonable doubt that by executing the CEO of United Healthcare, he did intend to bring about some kind of change in the US healthcare for the purposes of the terrorism aggravated factor?
They'd have to prove much more than that. They would have to prove not just that he intended to bring about change, but that he intended to do it by intimidating the people in the government. It's not enough to to raise the issue and say, hey, here are the things that I think are bad about United Healthcare, why I'm deciding to kill this person. But they essentially have to put the people in government in fear that if they don't act to make the changes that he's advocating, that they will get killed also. That's what a terrorism enhancement looks like.
Now, obviously, if you're charged with terrorism, you'll want a good lawyer. But if you want a great lawyer, let my law firm, the Eagle Team,
That's
help.
crazy.
If you've gotten in a car crash, suffered a data
That's a
breach, especially if
crazy
you got a
plug.
data breach letter saying your information might have been leaked, or are dealing with a workers' comp or
Crazy
social security
plug.
issue, we can represent you or help find you the right attorney. Because it's so important to talk to a lawyer right away so you can maximize your recovery. And by the way, we don't get paid unless you do, so there's nothing up front. So just click on the link in the description or call the phone number on screen for a free consultation with my team. Because you don't just need a legal team, you need the Eagle Team. It seems to me that one reason of including murder in the first degree with a terrorism aggravated factor is that the prosecution's very confident that they will get a conviction on murder too, which is a lesser included offense. What do you think about that?
That's possible.
Everything you just said about terrorism enhancement fits the Paul Pelosi hammer guy, but not Luigi. I think that the terrorism enhancement, in my opinion, is going to make it harder to prosecute. I swear you were insinuating Luigi did it a week ago. Do you be joking? I don't even know what you're talking about. Allegedly. It is all alleged. What is this? The failure, fear, and frenzy around Luigi Mangione? This got 1.8 million views. What the fuck?
Do it next to a jerk. This
is an entire comedy special around Luigi Mangione? What the fuck?
I think it's also highly possible that they've done it because they want the headlines of saying they're seeking murder in the first degree.
Now, by bringing in this terrorism charge, is it possible that the prosecutors are making their lives unnecessarily difficult in a way that might backfire?
So there are a couple of additional thoughts. One is that the problem for the prosecution in doing it this way is when they make his intent not just relevant, but an element of the crime, they're going to give him, if they go to trial, the world's biggest soapbox to say,
artificial dumbass. I'm not going to watch a 1-hour comedy
all
special.
of these things. And that is raising the possibility of jury nullification. Jurors may or may not agree with what he did. Some jurors might identify with Mr. Thompson, but some jurors might think,
that's,
that United Healthcare is a really awful organization and have sympathy with Mr. Mangione, or at least Mr. Mangione's grievances against United Healthcare. All of that could have been kept out of a murder 2 trial, and all of that would have to come into a murder 1 trial. And then the second thing is Mr. Mangione has as his attorney Karen Friedman Agnifola, who is was a veteran of about 30 years in the Manhattan DA's office. She left relatively recently. She is as well-versed, well-connected, and well-experienced a lawyer as you're going to find. And I suspect that any good defense argument she will raise. They do not have a walkover here. They have a very skilled advocate on the other side.
And any idea when this trial will be scheduled and actually take place?
I have no idea when trial will take place. I am certain that the defense, given the fact that that Mr. Mangione will be held without bail, almost certainly at Rikers, which is about as bad a place as you can find on the planet, will want to have trial as quickly as possible.
Thanks, Mitch, but hold tight because I have a few questions about the federal prosecution as well. Now, the Department of Justice has also indicted Mangione of murder.
Kai's here. Ron is a little sad and says that it's heartbreaking seeing her like this. She's zooted out of her mind right now. Should we just put her on the couch? But I want to keep in close contact. Like, I want to make sure that I can. She got the cone of shame, and she has apparently a massive incision. I haven't even seen it yet. Maybe I can put her here next to me. You guys won't be able to see her, but. girl. Oh my God. Oh, my poor baby. She's wagging her tail a little bit. My poor baby. Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're gonna be all right. We're gonna get you a better cone too. Oh, she looks so zooted. Oh my God. Okay, I put her bed right next to me. You won't be able to see her, but wag capacity decreased by 75%, Captain. Yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. The inflatable donut looking ones are so much better. My dog legit could sleep with it, no problem. I think right now it doesn't take much for her to sleep, okay? Is she sick? No, she just got done with surgery. She got a gastropexy and a spaying. Oh, my little lady. My little lady. Okay. Push the overhead camera. We need to have eyes on her 24/7. You won't be able to see her even with the wide shot. Oh, you can actually. Look at that. Yeah, she got the tummy tuck. She got the tummy tuck and the okay, she's already fallen asleep. That's good. I feel like we shouldn't be up here. Get her a bigger bed, man. Lol. Okay, calm down. Okay. What is this? The cone you need? That's stupid. You're dumb for this. That's funny. Maybe I can do this. Hold on. Let me figure this out real quick. I can do a kayak cam on. Hold on. It's not like she's gonna be moving anytime soon. You know what I mean? There it is. Okay. It's perfect. She's so perfect. Uh-oh. Falling off a little bit. Off the side of the bed with her head. With her head. You think she needs a bigger do you think what okay. I haven't even seen her belly yet. Oh, she's drowsy. Her head is falling. Her head's falling off the side. How long is the recovery process? Oh God. It is heartbreaking. It's gonna be 2 weeks. Is she snoring? Oh, I'll do it later. Anyway, she's a sleepy girl. When my dog had surgery, I cut up a super plush blanket into the shape of the cone and sewed a cone cover that was ultra comfy. The donut cone didn't work because I have Whippet and her neck is long as fuck. They shaved her little belly. You can see. Okay, we're gonna get back to Luigi Mangione right now. I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her a cone right now. All right, let's continue.
Through the use of a firearm, 2 stalking charges, and a firearms offense. The federal prosecutors claimed jurisdiction because Mangione traveled in interstate commerce when he took a bus from Atlanta to New York before the shooting. And the indictment alleges that he used interstate facilities by using a cell phone and the internet to plan and carry out the stalking, shooting, and killing of Brian Thompson in the vicinity of West 54th Street and 6th Avenue in Manhattan. And as part of that showing, they charged Mangione with 2 counts of stalking. Basically, the federal prosecutors seem to be establishing that they have jurisdiction for the prosecution. Now, some of the highlights of the affidavit by FBI agent David Cobb include a photograph of the gun that agents found with Mangione, a handwritten diary with entries such as, quote, "I'm glad in a way that I've procrastinated because it allowed me to learn more about acronym for company number 1. The notebook entry also stated that the target is insurance because it checks every box. And quote, the investor conference is a true windfall, and most importantly, the message becomes self-evident. And later on in the entry, the notebook describes an intent to, quote, whack the CEO of one of the insurance companies at the investor conference. There's also a letter addressed to the, quote, feds, which reads, quote, I wasn't working with anyone. This was fairly trivial, some elementary social engineering, basic CAD, and a lot of patience. The Fed letter also states, quote, P.S. You can check serial numbers to verify this is all self-funded, my own ATM withdrawals. Now, needless to say, this does not look good for Mangione from a criminal defense perspective. So let's go back to Mitch Ebner. Mitch, why do you think it was important for the feds to indict for the same conduct here?
I would absolutely expect that once the Trump administration is in place, that they will seek the death penalty against Mr. Mangione.
That is nuts, by the way. I mean, that is actually fucking, God, so whack.
Which is, as I just said, a penalty that would not be available if there were prosecution under New York state law.
And who's likely to prosecute first, the federal government or the state?
I know for a fact that there are laws and rules about how the decision gets made by the courts about which prosecution goes first. I imagine that over the next few weeks and months, that will be sorted out. Ordinarily, this gets sorted out by an agreement amongst the prosecutors about which case will go first. So under those circumstances, ordinarily you would expect that the state and the feds would decide who went first. Here, given the relationship between the New York law enforcement authorities who prosecuted Donald Trump only recently.
His background, his noise gate is ass. So when he's talking, the background audio is like crazy.
In Manhattan DA's office. And the Trump DOJ, I'm not certain that that will be a easy conversation. We'll keep paying attention.
Thanks so much, Mitch. It's always incredible to talk to people who have a completely different point of reference when it comes to the law. Now, this video was only possible with the help of today's sponsor, Nebula. Now, my first video on the United Health murder and Luigi Mangione was completely demonetized.
I'm gonna do what do you call it? Ethical reacts.
And age-gated on YouTube. 1.1 million people watched the first video in the first day, and then basically no one else saw it afterwards. In that video, I showed the surveillance footage, and apparently YouTube didn't like that, which is crazy because it was blurred, and according to community guidelines, it shouldn't have been a problem. But I don't have to worry about that on Nebula, the streaming site that my friends and I created from scratch. On Nebula, you can watch all of our videos ad-free and early because our videos always go up on Nebula first. Plus, there's tons of exclusive content, and for a limited time, you can get a lifetime membership. You can buy once and then never again. It's the greatest deal of all. And if you're new...
All right.
From Ivy League rich kid to inmate number 5...
What could make you agree with me that the evidence is bunk and faked by the feds? Dude, no. I don't think so.
2503-511. That is Luigi Mangione's new identification inside the walls of Brooklyn's notorious Metropolitan Detention Center, commonly known as MDC. The 26-year-old is the latest high-profile inmate at the Federal Detention Center. Former inmates include sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, farmer bro Martin Shkreli, and R. Kelly. Currently, Sean Diddy Combs is also being held there on federal charges, including sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. Mangione and Combs also sharing a lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, who is working on Mangione's case with his wife and lead counsel, Karen.
I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and I believe inhumane housing conditions in the special housing unit of the Metropolitan Detention Facility.
Agnifilo recently argued to move the music mogul before trial because of the conditions at MDC. While the department wouldn't confirm details of any specific inmate, policy shows upon arrival they undergo a 21-day evaluation to determine in what unit they will be held. Because Mangione's case is high profile, it's likely he will be housed in what's called the SHU, a unit where inmates are separated from the general population, largely for safety reasons.
His interactions will be limited. I think the oversight will be far more significant. I think he'll be subject to a lot less dangers.
We are pushing for basic humanity.
In recent years, inmates, attorneys, and activists have sounded the alarm on issues like violence, overcrowding, staffing shortages, even power outages. In September, a federal judge condemned the facility's conditions, prompting the Bureau of Prisons to appoint an urgent action team to, quote, take a holistic look at the challenges at MDC Brooklyn.
So it's a big deal, and I think that tells you all you need to know with respect to what's happening. Yeah, there.
As for Mangione, a Bureau of Prisons handbook outlines daily life behind bars, including a 6 a.m. wake-up call for breakfast, sweeping and mopping his cell, a new change of clothes 3 days a week, and a chance to shop in the commissary once every 2 weeks, where he can buy candy bars, crossword books, and deodorant. In Pennsylvania, more than 150 donations were made to Mangione's commissary account. The Bureau of Prisons won't comment on inmates' accounts.
CNN has learned that commissary money that was in Mangione's account in Pennsylvania will be transferred to the Bureau of Prisons for Mangione. Also important to note, his attorneys in court said that they reserve their right to request bail in this case, possibly at a later date. Bryn Gingras, CNN, New York.
Joining us now is prison consultant Sam Mangel. Sam is in touch with members of Mangione's legal team and staff attorneys from that detention center, but has not been retained by the defense. Sam, we wanted to make sure everybody was all on the same page there. Nice to have you here with us. I just first want to know from your perspective what it's like in this facility and how Mangione might be treated.
So first, thank you for having me back. I've described this facility, and it's kind of caught on as a catchphrase, as the worst facility. I mean, it's worse than hell. Where he currently is in a protective custody unit. So it's similar to a SHU, and he's being held there for evaluation. Until they can clear him psychologically, physically, emotionally, they're not going to put him into a general population environment. Even though he won't be in theoretical general population, he'll most likely be on what's called Unit 4H, which is where your high-profile inmates are. It is not a pleasant place to be. However, it is much better than the alternative, which would be a state facility, where Rikers, for a number of reasons.
And why is that?
When you're in a federal facility, you tend to not only get a better, and I use this term very generously, accommodations, but the food, the ability to access counsel, also the nature of the prisoners tend to be a little bit different. Certainly when he leaves protective custody and gets into the floor he's going to, which is where Sean Combs is, Sam Bankman-Fried. I think there's 2 former politicians from the Mexican government. Once he gets there, he will not only be in a safer environment, he'll be allowed out of his cell, probably from 6 in the morning to 9 at night, barring counts. He'll get 3 regular meals, which tend to be much better than state meals. And overall, he will be certainly much safer in an open environment than having to require or need the protective custody of what he might need at a Rikers.
I also want to ask you, this case in particular, and we've talked about this on this show as well, just about the public support that we have seen for this man who is accused of killing Brian Thompson. And
I don't know which is better, considering that incredibly high profile people have found an untimely demise at this specific facility. I'm of course talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Very high profile, sexual trafficker of children for the elite. Died under very suspicious circumstances, and I still to this day think that he was killed. So considering how angry those in positions of power are with Luigi Mangione, I don't think that he should fear. I do not believe that he should fear any repercussions from prisoners, but rather, I don't know, someone who might have an interest in doing something. Someone who's high profile, who sees him as a dangerous threat. Epstein was killed because of the secrets he was keeping, though. Luigi doesn't have any. I know, but I mean, people are very clearly not reacting normally to this. Like they're not seeing this as a one-off. You know what I mean?
What that looks like on the internet, and just how high profile, that not only high profile, but just how he has gotten so much public support from people. What does that mean, if anything, when you're inside this facility? Does he get letters or phone calls or anything like that, or it doesn't matter at all?
Well, certainly people could put money on his account for commissary and for emails. He'll get letters. He might get fan letters.
Mando Ewok.
Other than that,
thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Valorant, thank you for the 2 gifted subs.
It makes him, in my opinion, much more vulnerable, much more susceptible to extortion, especially once, not so much where he currently is. This might be the safest part.
Yeah, Valorant is apparently gifting a sub for every 5 gifted subs today or something. I don't really know.
Of his whole journey. If he is convicted of federal, which would certainly be better than the state charges in terms of prisons, he's going to have to figure out with his team where to go. Where will be the safest facility? Is he going to need psychological services? Or is he going to, depending upon his sentence, have to remain somewhere for life? And he will face inmates that are not fans of his, do not care about United Healthcare, usually care about.
I don't think he's gonna. A controversial opinion, but I don't think that there are a lot of inmates in there that are going to be frustrated with him. If anything, they will most likely treat him like a hero. Ito Arcana, Robin Banks, and Bungalow Bill, thank you for the 10. Joe Slade, thank you for the 5.
One thing, what can you give me? How much?
I think the reason why they say this kind of stuff, though, is because they literally assume, like, people operate on this basis, on this false notion that, like, prisoners are basically fucking, like, insane, rabid, violent animals. Like, there are certain rules in prison, right? For example, if you're a child molester, you get killed. Like, they kill child molesters. So child molesters usually go to protective custody pretty quickly. But Luigi Mangione, I don't think is going to be treated, or, you know, cops also have issues in prison as well. But I don't think Luigi Mangione is going to get the cop or child molester approach. Jeffrey Epstein was in the Manhattan one, not the Brooklyn one. Rikers is worse when it comes to MCC, then Brooklyn, then MDC. Like, in the more likely scenario is that someone could, like, I guess, put a hit out on him. Like, a rich person could hire someone to kill him in prison or something. But yeah, if you recall, the prisoners in Altoona were all cheering for Luigi. We know how the prisoners broadly feel about him. I mean, the very fact that they're locked in prison implies that they're probably not coming from a wealthy background, a particularly wealthy background to begin with. And if there's one thing we know about poor people, they also have immediate family members that suffer from the treacherous nature of for-profit healthcare.
How much money can your family send me or else? And it's a very scary predicament that he and his family have to be concerned with going forward. This will be, in my opinion, the safest part of his whole experience, being in Brooklyn MDC.
Yeah, and I know, again, as I said at the top of this interview, you are advising his legal team. You've not been retained by them. Is that something you all have talked through, just his particular situation, in the fact that the public does know that he comes from a well-to-do family, things like that?
So I've spoken with his legal team. I've spoken with them on a number of occasions. I've also spoken with the legal staff at Brooklyn MDC as recently as yesterday to try to help arrange the legal visits for him, for his counsel. So I wanted to clarify that. I'm sure that they were blindsided the other day when they learned it was federal. So they're going to have to pivot and do whatever is necessary to deal with that charge. I'm sure that they were probably preparing for the state charges and a potential state incarceration. Federal is completely different, and it's something that I'm sure that they will be addressing as time goes forward.
All right, Sam Mangel, thank you so much for your insight on this. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jessica. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
The suspect in the execution-style killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, there he is, will be arraigned in New York City tomorrow. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is facing first-degree murder and terrorism charges, state and federal charges, but the far left still supports him. Saturday Night Live made jokes about Mangione last night. Just listen to how the crowd reacted.
Luigi Mangione dropped, definitely woo. You're wooing for justice, right? Luigi Mangione dropped his extradition fight and was flown from Pennsylvania to New York to face multiple charges. In related news, Bumble exploded.
Luigi Mangione has been placed in the same federal prison as Sean Combs. Said Combs, Christmas came early.
All righty, in a shocking new poll, none of this is worth laughing at, 41% of 18 to 29-year-olds find the killing of Thompson to be acceptable. You know, Molly, as we've been discussing, and I have a column at amac.us discussing this, the bizarre turn here with people supporting Luigi or loving him. It reminded me at first of the Boston bomber being on the cover of Rolling Stone. Yeah. What's your sense of when there might have been a turning point?
Yeah, and that perhaps was the turning point, was when Dzhokhar Tsarnaev was on the cover of Rolling Stone, which was only a few months after the Boston Marathon bombing, which had been in April, and the Rolling Stone cover was the very beginning of August. And I think the difference is there was a lot of outrage in Boston over this very glowy front page. It was pulled from stores. The mayor in Boston said that this reaffirms a terrible message that destruction gains fame for killers and their causes. So I don't feel like it had the same, I don't know if that's happening here in New York and with young people broadly across the country, because this feels like a very national story because of the big manhunt. And this Perp walk didn't help it. It seemed like a movie glorification almost in a way.
Yeah, like everyone's kind of trapped in it. Jason, we have to ask, what has changed, if something has, with this kind of moral relativism, this death of right and wrong, or the glorification of violence and murder?
He's accused of first-degree murder. I mean, this, if true, I mean, we saw the video, and it's so dehumanizing to say, oh, this is acceptable in any way, shape, or form. This person was murdered. He had a wife, he had kids, he had a family. Nobody deserves to be shot and killed. Based on your looks, it's okay? I mean, it's absurd.
Yeah, they're trying to reduce it down to his looks. Like, oh, it's just his looks. It's just, that's what it is, you know? Oh, this guy had a family. Yeah, who doesn't have a family? You know what I mean? Brian Thompson had a family. How dare they do this? Is like not gonna get a lot of motion, I think. Don't you agree that the feds have an incentive to find a guy to pin the crime on, and given lots of evidence around Luigi doesn't make sense? He really is a patsy. This guy only cares about how Luigi Mangione is a patsy. No, man, I don't think it fucking smells that weird. Okay, I don't think it's a patsy situation. I don't know why people can't just like look at a fucking. I don't know why people can't just like look at a thing and be like, okay, maybe all the evidence that we've seen fits. Okay. Have to always find some grand narrative. All right. My Zoomer coworkers all think he's a patsy because everyone's brain is broken. They can't just like look at a fucking they can't look at a situation where like it makes sense. It's not enough. There's got to be like some other larger conspiracy at play. You know what I mean? Always.
It is scary to me that somehow the younger generation is not able to distinguish the difference between, say,
You're literally ignoring the evidence and imagining a grand narrative with Jeffrey Epstein, by the way. Oh my God, this is the one OG chatter I have who always fucking goes with Jeffrey Epstein actually did kill himself. Yeah, you're right, dude. Ignoring the evidence? The fuck do you mean? The mysterious ways in which the camera shut off in the process where he fucking died? Yeah, dude, so much evidence to suggest that a guy who had an endless amount of blackmail material on some of the wealthiest and strong. Oh my God. My dad is lighting a fire in the house right now. Ay, ay, ay. No, it's not Murat, it's my dad. He's cooking. No, I know his dad. I know. Okay, don't get her attention. I'm trying to get her to drink water, but she's not. We need to get a cone immediately, dude. Murat, can you grab a cone? One, he updated his will the day before. Two, who got into the prison to kill him? What do you mean? The fucking guards, most likely. What are you talking about? He had fake suicide previously to get a me like who gets into prison. What? Wait, no, did they
video game and the reality in the real life of somebody being killed? Maybe they could go overseas and see somebody who really, in war get killed, and maybe they'd have a different attitude. But this is disgusting. And to make light of it, come on, Saturday Night Live, you're better than that.
Yeah, and David, we've seen over at least 5 years, perhaps 10, but certainly targeting Trump, this dehumanizing of people with whom you disagree. That we've moved to such a point where if you have sole possession of the truth, as the left believes, then people who disagree with you must be evil, and murder becomes one of the tools in the box.
It becomes acceptable as they would like to promote it. One, I do disagree with the poll because look, if you go around this country, I don't think most young people are there. Sadly, it carries a bigger megaphone.
The dehumanization of CEOs must stop. Very, very scary. Yeah. The chatter, sorry, I was trying to talk to my brother. That's why it sounded like I had a fucking stroke in the middle of me responding to that chatter. That still believes that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. Yeah, the problem here. Hold on. Plastic collars suck. Hold on. She should be decently hydrated for a couple hours post-op if she got IV fluids. Looks like she did with a bandage on her leg. Yeah, I know, but her mouth might be dry, I suspect. I know the cones work well, chat. I know. I'm familiar. Please remove the bandage. It's only supposed to be on for 20 minutes. Okay, calm down. All right? Calm down. The issue is in hydration is nausea. No, she has anti-nausea medication as well. Dogs sleep like 36 hours after spaying. No worries. Yeah, from the people that brought you, child murder is appropriate when it's Israel doing it to Gaza. Is also covered, or from the people that brought you, you can murder as many people as you want as long as they're like homeless and black. From the people that brought you, once again, murder is perfectly fine and awesome if it's done against our enemies. And their enemies, by the way, is quite literally in this instance, the enemies of this guy were people that were staging a climate change protest on a road. Is now he took the life of a dad who did nothing and has zero remorse. This is your hero. 16,000 likes. No veins, no bulging, no red face, no yelling. This is not anger. This is fatigue. It's just like these guys do not have, make no mistake, they do not have issue with vigilante justice or murder, as a matter of fact. They just have issue with who the target was. And yes, every single quote unquote populist right winger at the end of the fucking day, every single quote unquote right winger is still always going to go back to the primary directive, which is protect the CEOs, protect corporations. And that's precisely what they're doing here at Fox News as well. They're trying to tug on the American sensibilities of crime and punishment. Lolo has shares my same concern. Increasingly feeling that Mangione will get into custody or take his own life, in air quotes, because if there's even a 1% chance that he could get off, which there certainly is, cannot even describe how bad that would be for the ruling class. Yeah. If you make money, it makes sense on why they would defend a CEO. I mean, you have to remember, they make money defending CEOs. That's why I said it's their primary directive. They make money at the behest of getting your attention to shift away from those who actually cause harm in American society. Shift that attention away back to those who do not. Hold on, their job is to keep you attentive on the appropriate vectors, okay? Those who have been declared appropriate by the capital owners, people who are otherwise powerless. In a moment like this, when people forget about law and order, when they're making corridos about Luigi Mangione, when there's a lot of support for the action or for Luigi Mangione in general because of who the victim is, the job of right-wingers becomes glaringly obvious for those who even have a little bit of critical thinking skills. The right-wing media apparatus, all the way from the most, what is this? Holy shit, this is real? This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. Destiny appears in a parody rap battle video where he debates AI Hassan and still loses. Yeah, I have I've heard of this as well. I don't even know if I approach this or not. It's pretty fucking insane. It's the saddest thing I've seen online in quite a bit. Anyway, getting back to the actual issue here. Check the comments. Stop dividing us. It's both Dems and Republicans. Healthcare doesn't have political boundaries. I love how they're trying to make this a political belief thing when it's simply a class issue, not a political one. It's time for working class to come together. The news is against you. It's about class, not left and right. Watch, the guy said that he imagines you watching it all day. He's very weird. Wait, really? Okay. I have yet to watch it, but I did see someone talk about it before. It is incredibly lame. I mean, I don't know. For me, it feels like the greatest. Yes, he and D made it together and they both said that you probably watch it all day. They think, okay. All I'm going to say is this. I think this is yet another very clear-cut indication that you are so permanently echo chambered that you think making an AI rap battle video with an AI version of me versus like a real in the flesh human version of a 40-year-old man with a child duking it out epic rap battle style. If you think that that's like sick and not like insanely unwell, okay? Like insanely unwell. Like even if I did that against Ben Shapiro, it would be loser shit, okay? Like if I did that against Ben Shapiro, if my community put something like that together against like Ben Shapiro, it'd be lame as fuck. It's so obsessive and so weird.
Damn, this guy's good.